Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tesseract, the only game that is called Tesseract currently, I believe, running at this time.
Did you trademark?
We're the only Tesseract?
The only one.
Yeah, the only live D&D game on Arcane Arcade called Tesseract.
Oh.
That's a fun fact for you guys. We do still have that promo running, and during the break we're going to do that little, we present a prompt and you try to be funny in the live chat. And then we come back and we say that somebody won because they were funnier than everybody else and the rest of you aren't that funny. And then you win a lot of stuff. It's like a $120 tier where you get the hardback book. Honestly, that's enough I would watch this
Who won last
just
year?
for the book.
Micah
Micah God of Puns.
That's what Micah won.
Micah won?
Mhm,
That's
Micah
great.
won.
That's great. And I don't believe you can win twice in a row.
No, you cannot.
No,
So it's all the new boys. And
So
it
is
is
VG
16 and up.
Yeah.
Go team
16 and up?
Mhm.
16 and up. If you're,
Because
lower,
of-
if you're younger than
Oh
16,
no.
get off the internet.
Yeah. You legally are not allowed to enjoy adult content. So we cannot share it with you.
It's that
Yeah.
spooky.
It also they give you like a flag that goes up on your wall and a bunch of other cool stuff. So stay tuned for that.
I want
And tell
that.
tell your mom to open this on a different tab on her computer and also be funny so we get more viewers.
Are we gonna get any of that stuff?
I want that.
books.
That'd be awesome.
I just want the flag. I don't even know what it
Well-
looks
Grim Hollow, give me it.
They gave us a microphone, so we're sticking with that.
Yay. The microphone that we can't use yet because we
No,
don't have the
yeah,
adapter.
we're using it. I
Oh,
have
we
it
are
right here
using
in
it.
the- yeah.
We just had to
So we
bump out a
should
different one.
sound better. I hope so. Yeah, once we get an adapter, we'll sound even better, and then after that, more stuff. So
Board
yeah.
camera.
Yep, board camera is next
Does
up.
anyone remember where we left off?
A guy just got decapitated
Yes,
right
he
in
did.
front of us
It was a bit of a cliffhanger.
with a not a grappling hook. What are they called?
It was like a harpoon,
yeah,
harpoon gun,
harpoon
pretty
gun.
much. Yeah, Perry was doing research on the Tesseract and conducting various experiments. During the middle of her conduction, with her incredible awareness, she spotted a very well-hidden assassin in the room above. After she chased him into the streets, or no, did you?
I attempted to.
Yes, you attempted to, and then went to alert your friends that perhaps you were in danger, only to find yet another assassin buried nearby. After aggressively combating him and his poison with very difficult combat, his head got ripped off by a harpoon from his other boy. And that guy is currently standing on a roof and turns to run. You guys are standing in an alleyway with the headless corpse of a dead man.
That's not good.
Clayton, while still holding the corpse, because he was holding him when this happened, would be like, "Let's get the heck out of here!" And then just still holding the corpse,
Like a blood splatter on your face.
yeah, just starts running.
I followed.
How do you run with the corpse?
Don't run with the corpse. Put it down.
Well,
If he's running with the corpse, I run in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe don't. Sorry.
okay,
Your
so
dice
I'm
picks
running
up.
like
Maybe
across
don't
the
drag a
street towards the
corpse
other
through-
alleyway,
oh,
like just trying to get the
Toward-
fastest way to get to my cart from wherever we are in the city.
I'm gonna
Okay.
look up at the assassin if that's fine. Is he still up there, or is he?
He has vanished and is likely running.
Oh, okay. I was hoping that he was still in the act of turning around.
And then as I'm running, I'll yell, "Meet you guys at my cart!"
You know what? Even if
What
he's
are
not
we
up there,
doing?
I'm gonna try something. Up as close to his position as I can get, like
Okay.
as far distant as I can from there. How far away was his position?
He was about 35 feet above you, and it would be on your left side. And the
Right.
church is on the right.
So
You guys
then
are right
up
next to
there. I'll point back as far as I can,
it. Okay.
towards whatever way I would assume he would potentially be running, which I assume would be away from us.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Hypnotic Pattern because I just need a point, not a target. And I'm going to hope to maybe catch him in said
Okay.
pattern. It's a 30-foot cube, so it would be 15 feet out from where
Yeah.
I cast it.
And what exactly are the effects of this spell?
It's the same thing I used last game, which was the on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed, and their speed becomes 0 if they're charmed.
Okay.
So the hope is for it to catch them.
Yes.
Um,
I
it is
need
concentration, so
I
if
think
it doesn't.
metal dice are over there or something. My dice bag is in that corner. I didn't grab any. I just grabbed a shit ton of
Yes,
minis.
all along the bottom.
Yeah, I put a bunch of them there.
It is a concentration spell, so
Yes.
if nothing occurs but doesn't catch anyone, then I would be aware.
Thank you. What kind of save does he have to make?
Wisdom DC 17.
Okay. Meets it, beats it.
Means it does beat it.
I
Pizza,
really
pizza.
shouldn't have said that. I'm trying to be a better DM by not saying things. I'm not good at it. I'm getting better.
You're pretty good at it, to be
Okay,
honest.
thanks.
If anything, you don't do it a lot, and it's terrifying. And the one times when you do, I'm
You're
like,
like,
yes, yeah. It's like, oh my god.
Would I feel the spell fail, or would I be
No,
would I
because
be
it's
aware
any
that there
creature
was
in the
like-
area that was affected.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I'm sorry. Would I be aware that something broke out of it, or would I just feel like, oh, it didn't latch on to anyone? Perhaps he's already too far gone.
You hear a bit of noises because this isn't exactly the most frequented street, but there are a few people and families in the local area, perhaps going to the church, and you hear some of them become concerned. These are on the streets on the sides of the building that you casted above.
Okay.
So you can hope.
Would you like to come investigate something with me?
So you, Clayton,
I'm
are
booking it back to my cart.
Booking it?
Trying my
Okay.
best to stay out of sight.
And that's
because
not
I am
good.
You are
covered in
trying-
blood.
The man carrying.
Do you
the
still
body.
have this body?
Oh yeah, I definitely still.
How are you running with it?
Right now, I'm just like holding on to him, and if I do take a little bit of damage, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll say that it's very difficult to make haste with a man full of barbs, so you take 4 piercing damage as you're running. You'll make it to your cart in... I'd say you're somewhat near that edge of town, so maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
This is a large city.
So
Yes.
everybody splits up. He goes to his cart, and they.
He
go
just
over.
takes off running with the body without a word.
I would follow
I
after
did,
him.
Okay.
I did yell, meet
Oh.
me at the cart.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of this situation, you guys have somewhat kept in contact. You know where his cart is. It's about 20 minutes away from here if you're fast. And the rest of you, you two are...
I asked if she would like to investigate something with me.
Okay.
Come with us
Cindrix, I'm sorry. Are you running?
So, like, right when he said
Yeah.
he was running, like, right when he started, I was following him.
Okay.
So I'm still
So
following
yeah,
him.
Cindrix takes off after.
All right.
Clayton.
So this might feel a little weird if you've never done it before, and I'll grab Elsbeth's arm, and I'm going to dimension door onto the roof.
Do you still have a
Ooh.
spell slot for that?
I do.
Wow. Okay.
I am.
Freaking wizard,
I am
man.
very low on spell slots, but I do still have a couple. I have
You-
2 spell slots left.
Dash up onto the roof, and I'll say just as you do, kind of addressing the situation, you cast a spell, so you're kind of figuring things out. This will be about 12 seconds later. You look down, you see long row of buildings, and you can see a lot more of the city. Most of it's very, very planned out, so it's kind of grid-like. It rides a few of the local hills and some of the natural rocks and stuff, but for the most part, it's pretty consistent. Your passive perception is incredibly high, and you're very alert right now, so can you make me an active perception
I
check?
can indeed.
Can I look around too?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think I have a
You can
good
roll with it as
passive.
well.
23.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Yeah, you both dimension door up there, and you are a bit disoriented, but also immediately alert. You're like, okay, he brought me up here. She brought me up here for a reason. We need to look. You spot a shadowy figure dive into an alleyway. This is about 2 buildings down.
Point.
Is he worth chasing, you think?
I tried to kill you? No?
One of them did.
Alright, well. How far in between the buildings?
Each of the buildings is about 40 feet wide, and there is a 15-foot gap to the next one that he just jumped off
Well,
of.
I can jump that far. Can you jump that far?
Probably not.
I can jump. You can jump your strength score, right?
If you get a running start, you can jump a distance up to your strength score.
You definitely have a running start.
You can attempt to go further, but you have to make strength checks to do that. And
Okay.
I'm not comfortable doing so.
I can go after them if you want me to. Pretty fast and pretty.
Don't really want you going by yourself. You'd have to make that fall too. You think you can?
I'm fine. Yes or no? This is giving away.
Sure.
I run.
Okay, you run. And I believe you don't have to make a roll if you have a running start. It's just that flat score, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you can jump your strength score if you have a running.
I will have you make an athletics or acrobatics check. Get above a 10, so you don't trip.
Athletics. 18.
18. You manage to leap across the building and land square in the middle of the next one. Your conversation lasted a bit of time, so you can't quite tell where this figure is going.
To jump another building to get.
Okay.
Two?
You were on the first building, so you've jumped to the second one. You need one more, and then you need to slide down. So
Okay.
make that roll again.
Jump to the next one. Still above 10.
Okay. You manage to leap it, and you're a tiny bit winded. This is a change of pace for your day. And you continue running. You are now at the alleyway. You look down. You see a couple of what look like maybe homeless figures. This is on the edge of the slums, and you can see it kind of slopes down into the darker area of town. That's what you see.
I'm going to try to climb down if I can.
Okay. Acrobatics or athletics?
I don't think I want
Beat
to
a 12.
Beat a 12.
Because this is about, I think I said 35 feet down.
That's over 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you scale that very well. You jump down to a window sill, turn around, grab the ledge, and slide yourself down.
You said
Wasn't-
that there are people in the alleyway?
There's a couple of what look like homeless figures. Two of them seem to be asleep.
None of them look like the guy, though. He's not trying to, like, hide it.
As you look around at them, no, he's not here.
I'm gonna kind of sit down.
Mhm.
And is it like you have like the top of the building, and then is it around it? Is it drop? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like the roof. I'm trying to figure out how to describe this.
There are two buildings between you and the alleyway.
Right.
You are on the edge of one. There is a 15-foot gap that goes about 35 feet down, and then it continues in the same fashion.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit down, and
Okay.
I'm going to mutter a word. I don't know if I ever wrote down the name of my familiar, which I should have done.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone remembers, that'd be awesome, and I'll call my familiar to me.
Okay.
Because as long
What
as
form
my
is it?
familiar, it's a crow.
Okay, cool.
As long as my familiar hasn't died, it's
Mhm.
just an action to call it back.
Yes, it's in a demiplane.
And then I will use an action to see through its eyes and hear through its ears.
Okay.
I lose sense of my sight, but that's why I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I lose my senses. I'm going to have it fly off, and to the distance that I can go with it, which is 100 feet, I'm going to have it float above
Okay.
Elsbeth to make sure that she's not in trouble.
At 100 feet,
So I can go up to
Yeah.
100 feet.
you are on the edge
probably
of
right
your
on the
connection.
edge.
Yeah, and you can see into this alleyway. She is kind of scouring, looking at these homeless figures. She's just landed.
Look for fresh tracks if I can.
Roll survival.
Come on.
See, old school Colton would have been all like, "Oh, there's a dude up there. I'll just dimension door in front of him as a wizard and try to talk
But
him out
you
of
are
it,
a
and then he'll
wizard.
just stab me."
That would be 7.
You look around, and you're like, okay, if he's not here, he has to be somewhere close. And you know that this is a mudded alleyway. You look down, and you scour, and you look over, and you see what might have been his landing prints as he jumped from the building into the alley. You don't see where they lead.
And you said there are how many people in the alley? 2 are asleep, and there's.
I'll say about 4.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
See a guy come this way?
One of the ones that's awake. Yeah, I
Where'd he
might have.
go? Where'd he go?
Well, my vision's a little hazy these days.
I pull out 2 gold coins.
Yeah, he went that way. That was about 15 seconds ago.
Which way did he go?
Well, I
Left,
saw
right?
him run that way, then he turned that way.
Okay.
Dude's fast as lightning.
Yeah. I go that way.
He gets up and just walks out of the alleyway.
In that case,
Mhm.
even though it's all like tight, and I assume this won't help me like consistently see Elsbeth,
Mm-hmm.
once she runs off like past my vision, I'm just going to have my crow fly upwards to try to get like
Okay.
an eagle view.
All
I'm
right.
just trying to like watch her figure. wherever it
Elsbeth,
goes.
you run out of the alleyway,
I do.
and a crow flies upward. We're going to cut back to you two gents. You are running. You're smart enough to know maybe you shouldn't enter the main street.
Oh, yeah,
So
no.
you turn for the slums. You're like, all right, I've been here for a while, so we can probably arc through a couple of these, make it there pretty quick. And you are running
Yes.
and turning through alleyways. Are you going to do anything specific, looking for anything?
No, I'm getting to my cart just so I can take care of all
Yes.
that and have a private place to like.
Okay. You
search your
are
body.
running through a couple alleyways with... Hello, that was a weird
With
place
a
for you to
random
jump.
cat.
Yeah. And because neither of you are stealthing, you running through a series of alleyways, eventually a guard sees you, and he begins to chase you, and he's shouting like, "Hey, what are you doing with that? What the fuck?"
What are you doing with that?
And he's running after you with a pike
decapitated
through this alleyway.
Okay.
Are you gonna stop?
Not. I'm gonna try and keep away from him because my speed's 40. So I'm
Okay.
really quick.
Syndrix is gonna start falling behind you then.
I've been behind him.
Well,
Yeah.
like,
This armor's heavier than yours. Fuck you.
As soon as the guard shows up and yells at him to stop, I'm join the guard. Wait and stop.
These two are chasing behind you, and they're at 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet. You're like, oh, I could just make it. Nope, you'd be encumbered. You're carrying a body.
how much would the body weigh? Or how much does that person weigh? Because I have a carrying capacity of 240 pounds. and-
He's about 145 pounds.
That'd be
With,
close.
with his studded leather armor, I think that's like
Okay, no,
15 pounds.
That's over. Never mind.
okay.
Okay.
So yeah, you've been trudging
How much
along
do you
through these
carry?
alleyways.
Well,
169.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this dude's hefty.
Just casually.
what was it? My main plan is to just get to my cart so I can pull out that coin that we
Mhm.
got earlier and tell
Okay.
the guard, this guy's an assassin trying to kill us and take this.
Well, you don't make it to the cart because that's 20 minutes away, and you've been running
I've been,
through sewers and alleyways,
Okay,
and
yeah.
they see you. So he catches up to you and moves around in front of you and says, "Fucking stop!"
I'm sorry, this guy tried to kill me. He's an assassin. Somebody took his head off. We weren't even trying to kill him. And I have the endo coin thing that we're in a lot of trouble. We need to get out of here right now.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
He said, "No."
We've been playing with variant encumbrance for so long that 169 pounds carry sounds so weird to me.
Right?
Before playing with variant, it was fine.
So, I rolled a 2.
Dave,
One.
Jerry, 2 more come into the alleyway and they close in on you. What the fuck? Are those hooks?
I will give you however much money you want right now. Just, we really need to get going. I swear this guy was trying to kill us. Although you guys probably don't believe me. I know this looks bad, but...
Dave steps forward. He's like, maybe for something like 25 gold, we can overlook this. He's like, "No, this is a dead guy." He's
I
like,
give him 3 platinum, and then I start walking away.
"Steve, just shut the fuck up. Every single day, it's justice. Sometimes you just need a drink, man."
I go. Does he throw money at him?
He's reaching into his pocket, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm giving him 3 platinum right now.
Sandrix walks forward and he holds out his hand. Well, did he already take the money?
Yeah, Dave has all
then
3
he won't.
coins.
Then he won't. He'll say,
What kind of men of the law are you, taking bribes from citizens?
Syndrix, just keep walking, okay?
This is illegal.
I'm trying
This is
to kill
very
us.
illegal. Yeah, what you're doing's illegal. I don't even know what I'm doing.
You're
You're like I should be arresting everyone.
Jerry walks forward. He's like, "You're that man from the church, right?
Yes, I am.
Then you should know that we're trying to keep the peace. And arresting a man with a decapitated body, that's not going to keep the peace. If
But I
we
don't
just-
want you to arrest him.
Yeah,
You
no,
don't
we're
kill
not.
him.
We're not. Dave, give me a fucking coin."
But the
Pries
bribery
it out
is
of his
wrong. You should do it out of the goodness of your hearts, not for money.
This makes my heart pretty happy. So
You disgust me.
Let's get going, Syndrix, come on. And then now, in less of a hurry, now that we have...
you look
bribes
over and you
us-
see a tear on Jerry's face.
Good, now don't teach you all
He
that.
huddles out of the way. They all kind of spread out with their now 3 platinum. And
3 platinum?
I really just want to get somewhere safe.
Hold on. Where are you going? What are you doing with this body?
I'm gonna take it back to the cart and loot it, because there's probably a whole bunch of cool stuff on here.
Looted in the alleyway.
I don't know who said that. But
you hear
I
that,
have
A
to
small
agree.
redheaded girl opens the window in an
Ah,
alleyway.
blind!
Oh,
And
What's
as she
about
opens
another
she opens this window and she says, "You shoulda." Pigeons fly out of a room,
It's a ton of metagaming
screaming.
pigeons.
Yeah, it's a terrifying thing to witness.
Should I just scream
Why
meta?
are you wanting to take it back to the cart? We don't need him.
Well, there was also that other assassin there. So my main thing was I didn't want to mess with that guy because this guy almost took you down in one hit.
Yeah.
And that guy took this guy down in one hit.
Why, you're trying to loot his body?
The guy was unconscious.
For what?
Poison. He took you down in one hit. You can't do that without poison.
I don't want to use...
I mean, if other assassins come after us, I want to be able to take them down quicker than they can take us down. So this is for the greater good, you could say.
Drop the body.
Jacob's like,
Take whatever you need off of him now, and leave him here.
Good idea.
As you guys are discussing this, you hear whistling.
Ah,
And
blind.
coming around the corner again is Dave, twiddling the coin expertly in his hand. Sets it back. This is the guard that negotiated.
Okay.
He says, "Look, you guys, what my friend said was right. We need you and a body out of here. So take care of it. If
Okay.
you dump it here, I will have several people come to your cart and arrest you."
See, that's what I was telling him. Like, we were...
You threatening me?
Oh, I'm threatening the body with fire.
Oh,
Okay,
all right,
good
cool.
point. And then take all the stuff off, just make sure that...
Dave
like,
walks
there's a
away
body.
whistling with his 10 platinum in hand.
I need you to take care of the body. I will burn you.
Yeah. I am a man of the church. I know how to bury.
Freemason!
Okay, so I'm just gonna see if there's any poison, any special weapons, anything on them.
All right.
That canon, that was Cindrix's first job at the church.
Oh,
Cremating bodies.
kill- Yeah, most of the time, I'm gonna gauge rolling for looting people because it's like how much time do you have? What would they have hidden on their bodies? This dude is actually pretty bare bones.
Okay.
He has one small green vial that is mostly full. You gauge by looking at it, you could maybe coat a couple weapons in it,
Okay.
or a weapon once or twice. If you want to salvage his armor, you can also wear that.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
his
an army.
entire army. You reach into his
this is
pocket, and there's
easier.
like 160 little guys. They're like, "We will help you fight."
Sweet!
It's useful as a
Cool, I'll
jellyfish
take
were-
that.
Awesome.
As useful
Hold
as
on to
jellyfish
that.
were last week.
Oh shit! What happened to Tiny Larry?
What?
The Larry in a jar from. You just left him there. That's right.
What?
There was a 4-inch tall man in a jar that
The one
waved
that-
at you. Yeah.
From the pallet? The
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, he's still with the,
There's some weird shit around here, man.
Okay.
Okay.
never remember
Do you want to
the
take his
control.
armor?
I'm taking the green violet and the armor.
Okay.
But,
He also has, I believe, actually, I opened up his thing. A light crossbow
oh, I'll take that.
and a short sword. The crossbow has 7 bolts. None of them seem to be poisoned.
And, so I got the crossbow, the armor, the bolts, the green vial, and was there anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
The armor is studded leather that deals 1d4 piercing damage to enemies who make melee or natural weapon attacks on this guy.
That's cool.
So it's basically anyone who touches you directly with their skin, tries to shove you, grapple you, you take damage.
Okay. Cool. And then, alright, Cindrix, you can burn the body now. We're good.
He strips it down. There is a mostly naked, what looks like a very lithe human body. You can tell, just judging by his features, this man has trained for this.
Okay, quick question. With my former profession, would I know if there's any way, magically or otherwise, to figure out this person's identity without his head?
Yeah, there is a crest on the center of his armor. It's a lot smaller than the rest. It is a upward-facing sword with a keyhole.
Okay. I'm gonna... Wait, it's on the armor?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
about in the center.
Ooh.
You do not have the hood. He has a whole... Yeah. you burn this lithe body. It's super gross, and it smells disgusting at first. But as you
This is
keep
true.
it, it turns into the scent of ash, which isn't that terrible.
Then, wait to waste some more spell slots.
And I will say that the bones are still there. So you can bury them to up your prayer in RuneScape if you want.
Cool. Instead of that, he's gonna grab his pendant around
Okay.
his neck, and he's gonna mutter a silent prayer of divination and locations. He's gonna
Okay.
cast locate creature. He's gonna locate Perry. My
What's-
5th level spell slot because I used all my 4th.
What's the range?
1,000 feet, and if there is 10 feet of water between us, it doesn't work.
Okay. You guys have been moving for about 5 minutes, and you've been moving faster.
Love that spell.
So, 1,000 feet?
I believe it's a.
That's kind of shitty.
Locate creature? That was a mile.
It's 1,000 feet.
Nope. As long as the creature's within 1,000 feet of you, if the creature's moving, you know the direction of the movement.
That's how I found Ket.
I'll say, yeah. As you're reading into it, you get a very, very faint flicker, almost as if she is teetering beyond the edge of your spell, but not
Better
very
than
far.
absolutely nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say, let's go. I know where Perry is. I'm going to make my way to that direction.
It's back at the church.
Okay. Yeah. Spell
So,
tells
no,
me that I can.
this will be about 5
If she's
minutes,
moving
so-
in a direction, I know the direction
Yeah.
she's going.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go in
We'll
that
see if
direction.
she's stationary, but we'll cut back to you guys.
I'm following.
So you are trying to follow this person that you're maybe 20 seconds behind now. You turn the corner and you look around. This isn't so much an alleyway as it is an overworld sewer. It smells terrible. This is around the back of the buildings that other people rent or live in, and Perry's apartment is a ways back down this same very long strip. You don't see anyone in this specific alleyway. You can see that there are a bunch of ways to enter between other buildings. Some of them are closed together, some of them are further apart, but you don't see a figure.
I don't see any tracks either.
No. I'll let you roll survival again to see, because now you have a redirection. You know where they've been.
Better. That would be a 24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah.
Okay, you're looking around, and you see, amongst very disturbing things that are thrown in here, some of it's like splintered wood, some of it's just broken glass from bottles. You see a few very light, especially compared to you, footprints, as if this person knows how to hold their weight in a way. I'm saying you're stout, so
I am pretty
yeah.
big.
And you see them vanish about 3 buildings down. Your owl, or crow,
Excuse
sorry,
me. It was a raven, not a crow.
raven.
Raven is an option, crow is not. I remember it being raven. No.
Well, I had a bit of variety, but yeah, so raven. It flies upward, and I'd say with the angle, it's going to try and swarm one way or the other, or swerve. And it doesn't see anyone on the main street. It curves over, and you see her trudging through garbage.
Got you. Alright, so here's what I'll do then. If I see her going that way, then I'm going to, I can communicate with my familiar telepathically as long as it's within 100 feet of me.
Okay.
I'm going to tell it to fly down to Elsbeth and just kind of like rest on her shoulder, like basically
Okay.
act as like
It can leave that
it can
area.
leave. It can
Okay.
leave the. It can
But
leave
you
the range.
can't-
But
I
as
get
soon as it goes outside of 100 feet, I no longer
Yeah.
have contact with it. I will feel if it gets killed though.
Yes.
Until the spell
Mhm.
end.
You give it that command, and it begins to accept it. You feel as though it leaves your barrier, and your eyes flutter, and you see the building tops before you.
All right, now to figure out how to get down. Do I see a somewhat easy way off of this roof?
Nope. You look down and you see a couple of very thin ledges that look like they're carved around this building. It doesn't have many windows on the second floor. And further down you see open holes in the building as though they serve as windows. This would be rather difficult for at least the first 20 feet.
Well, with worst case scenario, won't be too bad of a fall, I guess. I'll try to climb down.
Okay.
Would that be an acrobatics check?
Acrobatics or athletics. So probably acrobatics.
8.
Yeah.
Not how I expected it to go.
You've been in a library for a long time, so you've always had ladders at your service when you need to get down certain spaces. That is not the case here. You begin to kind of lean down slowly as you grip the top of the ledge, and you try to put your foot on the ledge that's just a little too long for your height, and your grips on your fingers slip. Can you roll 3d6 for me?
Wow.
Do you get fucked up?
17.
Jesus. Oh my.
Yeah, I rolled basically
Yeah.
max.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you
Crunch your legs.
were not prepared for this at all. You thought that your fingers had that, but you felt the gravel kind of roll under your fingers, and you're like, oh wait, this isn't one concrete solid building. They roll, you slip, and you fall in a very uncomfortable way that would leave you with sprains and bruises if this were not D&D. You take massive amounts of bludgeoning damage in the mud.
17. I'm guessing.
17.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 56 health.
Hell yeah! Awesome.
Alright. I will pull out a healing potion, of which I have 2. One basic and one greater. And I will pull out the basic one and drink it.
All right. Thank you so much, Scott Calhoun. I don't know how to respond to that, but I appreciate it
What do you say?
and agree.
Logan.
Logan has a voice smoother than a freshly shaved bottom.
And I mercifully rolled max and
Getting-
healed 10 of that back.
Oh,
Getting
nice.
in the Cringy Notes video, and I'm just like,
Logan,
this
you
is
have
gonna
a
be
smooth
raw
bottom.
as hell, just like my ass
Oh,
cheeks.
I forgot it was funny.
Damn it.
Yeah, I really didn't want to use one of my 2 remaining spell slots
Yeah,
in case anything else
of course.
came up.
No, yeah.
So, and I will start heading in the direction that Elsbeth went.
All right. Yeah, I'll say that was... no, you guys are on a chase. So I'll cut a bit more into you guys. They had about 5 minutes. So we'll continue with this. Elsbeth, where exactly are you going?
You said that they turn into an alley about three.
They
houses away?
vanish behind a building, about 3 buildings away.
Okay, I will go that way.
Okay.
I'd like to try to stealth over. I'm not the best at
Okay,
stealthing.
roll stealth.
But I want to. I'm so stealth.
You're really not the best
I'm
at
so
stealthing.
stealth. 6.
Yeah, you move forward a bit slowly because you don't want anyone to start shooting harpoons at you.
Yes. Yeah.
And as you continue forward, your feet kind of sink in as you linger more in the mud and you sink in deeper. Your tracks are incredibly obvious.
Yeah.
And you do hear and feel some crunching glass of not quite broken bottles below your boots, but it is noticeable. You lose a tiny bit of time and aren't the most discreet. You reach the back of this building. You see very rigid ledges and no windows on the back of this one.
They're gone. Well, I'm not climbing that shit. I turn back around and I walk back towards.
You turn back
Paris.
around and you see Perry coming down. She looks a bit bruised.
Oh.
She's probably like holding her shoulder, coming toward you. Like,
I'm only missing a few health now.
yeah, well,
It still hurts.
Still hurts.
Yeah.
For sure, but it's not as bad as it was.
Stands back up. I'm fine.
yeah.
I think I spoke to his
Ooh.
wife.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was.
In my
More than half of it's probably gone by now.
I hate that about D&D.
What?
But
You can just take massive amounts of damage and
Yeah.
then get right back up. You
I,
got healed.
in my patron game, I'm gonna have a mechanic where all healing magic works by doing 1 hit point every minute.
oh Jesus.
Oh.
Very
Okay.
slow,
Yeah.
very deadly. But yeah, so you guys convene, and you have maybe 7 minutes before your friends catch up with you.
They don't know that.
I'm just saying,
I know
if, whatever
exactly
they want to
where
do.
they are.
Might have slipped.
You slipped.
Yeah.
I got away. I don't know. I think it scaled up the building. I don't know
I
how.
can take us up there.
I don't want to go through that door again. No. I don't like magic.
Really?
Nope.
Why not?
I had a very cruel deck wizard.
Used well, the arcane can save lives.
Yeah.
Regardless, if they're gone, we should also disappear.
Okay.
Do you know where?
They went to Clayton's cart wagon thing.
Doesn't sound discreet at all. Go right where they probably expect us to
Also,
go.
pretty sure he ran through the streets with the body.
Let's take the long way.
So where exactly do you guys go?
The long way to Clayton's cart.
Okay, it's not so much longer. It's a lot less discreet as you're going to take the central roads. There's kind of a major arc that you can turn around and then maybe just make a couple turns down alleys to new streets, and you'll make it there.
Perfect.
You guys, how exactly are you tracking them? Where do you go once you know that they're still near the church?
Basically, the way the spell
Oh,
lasts
yeah,
for a while.
Oh,
It's like
yours
a
does?
it's like a tracker.
yeah, it's like-
he just knows where I am.
Boop. Like
Does it
a,
really?
Yeah,
Like a
it lasts
radar.
for like an hour or something. It's a cool
I'll
spell.
concentrate. Nope,
Like
that's
Jesus sonar.
Jesus sonar.
What? Yeah, sure. Unless I'm wrong, it should last
I'm
longer.
pretty
than-
sure it lasts.
What level is it?
it's a 4th level spell, but I had to cast it at 5th
Fuck
level
yeah.
because I had no 4th level slots left.
Jeez. Then absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Better last longer.
Concentration up to an hour.
All right.
Yeah, so for the next
Yeah.
So
hour,
soon, she's
Yeah.
right at the edge. She's like, he's
I'll
trying to
say
catch
you
up.
get a very faint direction, and then after maybe 3 minutes, you're like, wait, they're coming toward us, but they're over there.
Got it.
I know exactly where she is.
You walk out after a couple of alleyways, and you find your friends mingling, not so much mingling, but walking through a bit more traffic than usual, as you know that the night is winding down.
Okay.
I don't exactly remember where we left off last game, but I'm going to say that the sun is now set.
That sounds about. We never really ironed in a time.
Yeah, I think it
All
might
that
already been
happened.
night, but we'll say it hasn't taken long.
How
Where did
much
you guys
do
go?
horses cost?
50 gold.
Tried to track down
Oh wait, the
the
war's happening.
Oh, yeah,
problem.
more
Not
expensive.
much.
Sorry.
They got away.
Say that again. Clayton was talking about horses.
We tried to track down the assassin, and he got away. I don't really want them knowing where we're going.
Honestly,
Why do we care?
Well, who do they belong to? Do we need to know that?
Who knows? Probably
And
the
then-
people who want us dead.
I hold up a piece of the armor that has the crest on it, and I say, it belongs to these people. I don't know who they are or where they're from, but don't worry.
Do you think
We can
they're
find
the Black Knights?
Yes. That's their symbol, right?
You are extremely familiar with this sigil by now.
Don't we know that's
It's the
their-
Black Knights of the Hollow. They want us dead.
Fantastic.
That's what I was afraid of. All right.
Well, did they outright attack you?
Well, sort of. We told the guy to get out from where he was because we found him, and then he stabbed Cindrix. So
Can I ask, you received that animated scroll case. Did you return the letter?
which one?
I believe that you did. The one that gave you he said that the dwarf is on his way and that there is a warning that they saw riders come into town. Or pass by the mines.
It would be in my possession if I had not returned it. I think that I don't believe I had answered that.
Okay, then I'll say that you have that strapped around your shoulder. It has
Okay.
wings folded on its back.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
I'll pull that out and I'll reread it. Does it specify a number? Does it give any of that information?
I'm sorry. I was just making sure that to see whether or not you had sent it back. So let me go back to that game. So yeah, you guys meet up.
So I need to pick up a whip, and then we need to get some horses. Now
Why do you need a whip?
it's my lucky whip, okay?
Where
and
is
I
it?
went and got it upgraded. So I'm gonna go pick that up real quick. I'm gonna do that right now. It's like nighttime, so I might just break in. It'll be fine. And I already paid him, Cindrix, so it's okay. I'm just picking
For
up what's
what?
mine.
A horse? Or
No.
a whip?
The whip. And then the horses we can go get because we stole them from the Black Knight. Like we got them from the Black Knights. So, like they're technically still ours.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
The note said that a guide was on their way down from the mines and should meet you at the Greasy Badger on Hearth Street in 5 days. You are nearing the third day since you received it. It It says, be wary of riders as they have passed through the mines toward Arkenberg a day after you did.
Okay. I'll put that back away. If we still wanted to meet with the Mending, we need to go towards the mines.
Meet with the Mending?
It'd be
Well,
good.
wait. We said we'd take a week and think about what we were about to do,
That was
right?
no.
We haven't really had time to talk, so
That
What are we
was
doing?
before we got attacked by assassins, though.
I know. Are we going to talk to the Mending, or are we going to find Darius?
Well, those things aren't exactly like exclusive. The mines are, unless I'm incorrect, back towards the Sea Stalkers. We could run into the contact on the way up if we took the main road. The way
Yes.
you would go.
I believe
You would recognize
you
him.
pass through the mines as it's about 5 days north from Arkenberg.
I remember the mines.
Yeah, okay.
He would recognize me. The contact would.
That's where the Mending is in those mines.
The contact left from the mines. We have people everywhere, but the person sent to speak to us is about 2 days away, coming from the mines. If we head up the road, we'll just cross paths with him. He'll recognize me.
So we're all going to go to the Mending.
Yes.
If you guys would still like to. At the very least, I need to let him know what's going on and to look out for the Black Knights.
And also, we don't have to join. We're gonna go for our safety because they would probably be able to protect us from the Black Knights.
You're
while
right.
we're-
Well,
That's very true.
the Mending isn't exactly big on outwardly expressing themselves, but similar to other organizations that operate through the shadows, they would be able to keep an eye on us, probably.
Okay.
You know that they have kept incredibly powerful artifacts secret for 130 years, so that's a safe assumption, actually.
They'd at least be able to keep an eye on us, if not outwardly like, show to others that they're protecting us. They said mostly a secret. They only really tell new potential recruits about them, like I'm telling you guys, because we don't really want the glory or the honor. We just want to stop the fighting. And if people know who we are, then
That's all I want to do is stop the fighting.
a much bigger problem.
Actually,
I've
that's
fought in
like
too many wars, and I want them to be done.
Exactly.
okay.
The Black Knights want to do the opposite, I think.
So
Seems that they want to fight until there's no more fighting to be done by virtue of them controlling everything.
I don't know how many wars have been started by assassins.
Probably a lot. I don't know.
Hopefully, at least.
Philosophically, that makes sense.
Hopefully not
I am
one
wise,
more.
not intelligent.
Hopefully not one more. The Mending won't just go to war with the Black Knights. I don't think. I don't really have a whole lot of contact with the leaders.
Let's
but
make contact with these people and find something that we can do with this Tesseract.
now,
Possibly deliver it to Darius.
here's a real question.
that would likely be the prudent solution.
Do we leave right now or tomorrow?
Now.
Now.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go pick up the whip. Meet me at the cart. And then I'm gonna go.
I'm going to go to the edge of town.
Oh wait, actually,
Nobody should go alone.
I'm coming back.
I'm
I'm
feeling
gonna,
like we're all going to be doing errands with one another for today.
Perry, I picked this up for you. I'm gonna take the book that I picked up the last game out on
What is
abjuration
it?
magic.
Okay.
It's a spell book full of a whole bunch of different abjuration magic.
Is it like Dummy's Guide to Abjuration or what? What is
I
it?
paid that guy a lot of money to find it for me.
I don't remember this.
I paid a lot of money, Logan. What?
He went to like the library and
The one
wanted
that
to
Oh.
she goes to. And I was searching for something specifically to stop divination magic.
Okay, yeah.
That's right, it was a book on abjuration.
Yeah, it'll have 2 spells used as examples. It basically breaks down the entire philosophy of abjuration, and you can tell the writer was very passionate about the fact that it's not negative magic, it's counteractive.
Are those
And
two
you're like,
spells,
fucking, what a bitch.
Are those 2 spells copyable?
Yes.
What 2 spells would those be?
What do you think they are?
Well, if they're abjuration intended to stop divination, then I would assume that
Counterspell, dispel magic.
that works.
You hand over that book and you catch him right away. You're like, oh, okay, fucking, I know that. Ah. You keep going, you find the other
if I
example.
know either of those spells.
No, you know the basics of abjuration. So
Right,
you're
I'm
rifling
saying-
through to get to the actual text.
Now you need ink and paper.
Yeah.
You have counterspell.
Do a counter spell. I don't know if I have dispel magic.
No.
I do not have dispel magic. That'd be nice to have. Alright, yeah, this will actually come in handy. I do have some money.
Because I know people.
We
can,
could
like-
go in pairs of 2, finish up, because
Boys
if
and
we
girls?
if we go one at a time, then if we go to one shop at a time, they'll probably all be closed by the time we get where we're going.
True. Okay.
Sun has fallen.
Yeah,
We're
you would be
probably
familiar
closed
that maybe half of the shops are closed now, and the rest of them close in about an hour.
We should head out
I
now.
don't have anywhere to go.
I can go back to my favorite little hole in the wall shop, get some more paper and ink so I can copy some spells. You guys go get that whip.
Okay.
All right.
We'll call
Race through some downtime right now.
Okay.
Start with this half of the table because I work like a clock mentally.
Wait, I'm sorry. What did you just tell us? That
I
you were gonna do?
I said shops are going to be closed if we all go as one big group to each place that we want to go to. We should split up into 2 pairs and we'll go get me some magic shit so I can copy spells and you guys go get the whip
But didn't you just say shops are going to be closed?
in an hour. So if we were to try to go to the shop to get them the whip and then go to the magic
Like
store,
if we went as a
then
I don't like it.
Split the party. Good
No,
idea.
we should really stop splitting.
well, and that's why if Cindrix has an opposition, but if we want to leave tonight, then the only way we can all get the stuff that we need is by splitting up. I can go with you, we can go, and they can go.
No, she's big. She can protect you, and I can stop him from being dumb. Let's go.
So you two go down Hearth Street,
Okay.
and you approach this shop that you
I want
reached.
to look. I want to look for a stone.
Just a stone.
Yeah.
This area is paved with cobblestone.
Ah.
So you're looking down, you see a lot of like mixed stone that's concrete and solidified, and you're like, oh, loose rock. That
Cool.
was easy.
Hearthstone. I keep going.
Oh, I get it.
Clayton like chuckles.
Yeah, he's like, I get it. That's funny. You continue forward, and I forgot the sign that they have, so I will say that it is an anvil with a boar on top.
Okay.
You
I'm gonna
approach,
forge some bacon.
and you see the door is shut.
Okay.
I wish I was playing chase.
Um.
Campaign wouldn't be serious anymore.
I feel like it's like you and I are the serious ones.
Okay.
Elizabeth is kind of
Cindrix.
What?
Can you hold this real quick?
In the-
I'm gonna
in
take
the
the half
purgatory
plate
somewhere.
off.
and you have
Just
the
the
non-serious
metal
one.
parts.
You want me to hold your armor?
Just really quickly.
Why?
And then I'm gonna sneak around back.
Where are you going?
You know, there's
Yeah.
a reason I was saying maybe you shouldn't take the lawful, good, law-abiding Dragonborn to steal your whip back after.
What kind of armor do you have?
Why are you
Half
sneaking?
Okay,
Or
yeah.
Would it take a long time to like take that off?
It's a minute
Ten-
to take it off with
For half plate,
Okay, never mind.
it's like a minute or 5 minutes or something.
Okay, too long.
Oh, geez, you just. All right, we'll do this.
Okay, just letting you know this is technically lawful because I paid
What are
him.
you doing?
I paid him in advance,
Oh,
and I
really?
need that whip because we are being hunted.
Sorry. Explain to me why you are sneaking into this shop and stealing a whip.
Because it's my whip. It's my magical whip. That's
Yes.
my lucky whip.
So why is it
And
here?
I gave it to them this
Oh,
silver
yeah, it is magical.
because I thought that might be useful. And well, I was planning on
Is
having
it
it
closed?
Yeah, it looks like it. So I'm just
I
gonna
knock on the door.
Mr. DM, sir, is the ginger ale yours? And if so, may I have some?
Yeah, the large ones are. Yeah.
I knock on the door.
Okay.
I guess we're going this way. Okay, you're doing the talking.
You hear someone as if they're either going up or downstairs, and the door clink, clink, clink opens, and this old lady stares out. What do you want? We're
Oh, hello.
closed.
Hello. Good evening. So, he has a whip that he gave to your store, and he needs it back.
We're being.
Can't you come tomorrow?
No, we can't because we're being hunted by assassins.
Why would you tell her that?
Say no more.
Jesus understands. All right.
I've been hunted by assassins in my time.
Totally understand.
I used to be a level 20 adventurer.
She comes back out about 2 minutes later and she's like, my husband works really slow and does terrible work, but he did manage to get the coin on there and he kind of gave a little hook on the back. Should serve whatever purpose you have. Now do me a favor. First of all, read the hours we're open.
Okay.
Secondly, never come back here again when you're being hunted by assassins.
Oh.
Boom! The door slams shut and you're
What a nice lady. Let's go.
I hate that entire family.
That was way better than sneaking in.
Scott has become my favorite person in the comments.
Oh boy.
What do you call a singing wizard? Katy Perry. What do you call 2,000 pounds of uncooked bricks? A Clayton.
Oh.
What do you call a barbarian salesman? Selsbeth. And what do you call it when the devil fools you? Cindrix.
I don't get mine.
What do you call a man of many genders? Logan? Because you're playing male and female characters. So
Oh, it's 'cause I'm gay.
I like Cindrix a lot.
Okay. Cutting to you guys. Where were you headed?
I assume I would have a shop that I would frequent for all my magical paper needs.
Okay. What do you mean by magical paper?
So to copy spells into your spell book, you have to get special parchment and special...
Yes. Okay. You've done this a few times. This is actually the woman who technically owns the library.
Okay.
She also has a shop where she sells like some of the basic stuff for beginning scholars.
Cool.
And you'll head over there. She knows you very well, and you do see that the door is shut and locked, but there's a candle burning inside. And you peer through the window, and you see her kind of lining up the last of her books before she's done.
I'll knock on the door.
Okay.
Be peering through the window so she sees it.
She
Probably
sees-
my hat's probably...
Yeah,
like,
she sees you, and she smiles, and she goes over and unclicks just one lock, opens the door, and says, "Dearie, why are you here so late?"
We're going to be heading out for quite a while, and I wanted to get some supplies before taking off. It's a bit of a rush.
I'm sorry, I think someone in the alley nearby is dying.
It sounds...
Paul, you good?
I was on the wrong side. I'm okay.
I think he's better.
He died.
I heard him say it went down the wrong pipe.
I just require some supplies before taking off. I don't know how long I'll be gone. So.
Well, I do have some left from today. She goes back behind the counter and kind of beckons the two of you in.
I'll head in.
What are you looking for?
Just the paper and ink, normal stuff, just copying some spells.
Oh, that kind of ink.
Yes.
I would imagine, yeah. She reaches down, she pulls it out.
So are we going base book rules for this?
Yes, that's
Okay.
which is actually pretty generous for her.
Base book rules
Yeah.
are 50 gold per level of spell.
Per level of spell.
If that's the case, I will purchase, if she has it, 300 gold worth.
Okay. It's kind of odd, but she does literally have like a lemonade jug of ink that she pulls out, and then she has these little tiny vials and pours it into one, pours it in the next, and she says, "That should serve you well."
Fantastic. Alright, I'll get
Where did you come across all this?
What exactly?
The money. She's
Oh,
gesturing at
doing some work on the side for... They have me organizing all that paperwork and all that stuff. Found out a couple of special things, got a little bit of extra money, and...
Well, the
now
more
I'm gonna be
money
gone
you
for a
earn,
while.
the more dangerous things get, so take care.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn that.
If you don't mind, I'd like to finish up wrapping up my shop and go to bed.
Oh, of course.
Okay. The two of you step out again, and you meet together. I'll say you head over to Conrad's cart.
So I have 6 levels of magical ink.
And we are convening, if I'm not mistaken. You guys are leaving
6
town in the middle of the
levels.
night, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Do we need to buy horses?
It's 50 gold per level.
I will say that you could go back to the,
That's right.
basically one of the people who's in charge of governing the horse. You'll go back to the,
Well, actually,
what's his
I was
name?
wondering, the place where we brought the horses, are the cowboys that we led the cattle with, are they still there?
I'll say yeah as they're dividing them up. So you head over to the stables and
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to one of the guys I paid. I'm gonna be like, hey, we need 2 horses. We're being chased by assassins. And they give him a couple more gold. I'd be like, we just need 2.
just two gold.
No, like a couple gold. Like probably 5.
And this is one of the guys that followed you all the way from.
This is one of
okay.
the guys I paid already with gold.
Yeah. Sorry. Look, man, we counted these horses once and twice over, so I can't just let them go.
Okay.
Look, they're planning on selling 10 horses to the local people in the town to actually get out of here and come back, but they're going for 85 apiece. Can you do that? Look, I can probably cut it down to 80. That's fine.
I can give you 150 gold. How's
For
that?
both. They coming back?
Actually, they're probably not. So, okay, 180. Or 160.
All right, man. Yeah, he takes it in a little bag and he brings out a couple of their pretty average horses. You hook them up to the cart and you leave Arkenberg.
We're leaving Arkenberg.
You are. And at that point, I actually want. Is anyone busy later?
Is anyone busy later?
Yeah, 'cause
We
I-
might be.
Okay.
Why,
Shoot.
what's up?
Like,
I want to run through a dungeon, but.
You're sure you
All right, cool.
later meaning like if we could be done by 6:30.
Yeah, 6:30 is hopefully probably good. So we will be back after our 10-minute break. We're going to try and cut it short, so the card should be lying. Yeah. But for those of you who are still here, let's go ahead and get this this sweet little giveaway going. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to be keeping track of your guys' comments. This will be in part of the live chat, and we'll look at the best ones, the ones we all like, and we'll put them in a little poll in a chat that we have. We'll vote on it. We'll come back with the winner. The winner, I'll need you to email me at runesmithofficial@gmail.com. And here is the prompt. I'm going to say it a couple times.
What are they winning? for
Please
those
do
that may
not
have
look
just
at that.
joined?
Mm-hmm.
What are they winning for those that may have just
Well,
joined?
hold. Yeah, I know. I opened up. You are winning $120 worth of super cool, very sad book. It is called Grim Hollow. They are our sponsor, and they're super supportive of us. They helped us with audio, so we are. God, I'm bad at this. We are officially sponsored.
Thank you, Grim Hollow.
Yeah. Thank you, Grim Hollow.
It's-
Yeah, you win
A
like
hardback. Oh, do you want to read off the specifics?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's a campaign setting for 5th edition.
Yes.
That is like dark horror, kind of like Curse of Strahd. A lot of inspirations of like Witcher and things like that. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of really cool art too
They
with
have-
the game. And it's a campaign setting, and it is really, really, really pretty looking. And they're really close to meeting their goal. And there's a lot of different tiers that you can go sign up on. So go check it out. There is a link in the description.
Yes, it
It's
is.
pretty cool.
There absolutely
And they're
is.
saying
And it is
the
up to date.
winner of funniest prompt.
We'll get-
We'll get
the-
basically the whole package.
The
So
$120 tier, which I have an email that has everything. Here we go. All right. I'll read the prompt when we're done. So, this includes the wall banner, a flag-style tapestry of their art that you can hang on your wall, a GM screen, a standard-size dark fantasy art with useful and relevant rules on the other side that I would assume pertain to Grim Hollow. And the special edition book, which is a leather-bound cover with imprinted art. Those books are hard to come by anyway, so it's awesome that they're just giving them away.
Yeah,
And
it's
of
awesome.
course, the PDF digital version. My favorite thing is that they have lich and vampire mechanics
yeah,
for
it's
like
awesome.
full transformation. So I
So
might,
cool.
might actually just buy the book ourselves. But the prompt is: you should know better than to pick up blank in a dungeon. Say that one more time after
Very
I
nice.
post it over here. It is: you should know better than to pick up blank in a dungeon. So run through the. Well, that's actually going to show up before that, but we're going to drop out. I'm going to go pee, and then we're going to come right back.
Just a reminder, if you are not over 16, please let us know when you write your answer. You can play along, but you can't win, unfortunately.
The
Yeah.
rules are in
So-
a community post. If you want to go double check that, make sure you
Community post
qualify.
on the channel. Go check it out and post your stuff.
Shipping is everywhere. Bye.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Got some pretty funny answers going in there.
I love them all.
But we did vote on one that was a very unanimous decision on the one that was the funniest. But we'll do the runners-up as well.
All right.
But our number one was where's the prompt? I gotta find it.
Do you know who picked it?
Yeah, I know who picked it.
Okay.
It was
You should know
better than to pick up little Timmy, who has been gone for 6 months in a dungeon. That was great. We all voted on that one. That was done by
Timeless.
who?
Timeless.
Timeless?
Yep.
Timeless. Cool.
So Timeless, listen to me very carefully. Go to runesmithofficial@gmail.com. This is for you only.
Yep.
And say, "Hey, I won." we'll be Gucci. You'll
Nice.
get your stuff.
Cool. And our runners-up were the one thing you don't want to pick up in a dungeon is girls. And everybody knows you shouldn't pick up a funky little dragon egg just to paint it like an Easter egg. And
You don't do that.
everybody knows that you shouldn't pick up a sense of hope in a dungeon as well. So those were pretty good, guys. Pretty funny.
Oh, don't
So-
forget about the
I like
slightly
my
Oh, and the slightly Republican talking skull, that was pretty good as well. So, nice job, everybody.
Slightly.
Great work. So, and for the love of God, don't go spam Logan's email trying to pretend you won. We
Yeah.
don't want to have to try to deal with
That
who
just-
actually won because you just fucked up if you do that anyway. So it doesn't matter.
That just makes it annoying for everybody.
Yeah. So, the guy who won, you go email Logan anyways.
All right. Well, cool. That was fun. I actually really like those. I'm happy we're
It's
doing
pretty
those.
funny,
Yeah. On a cart, and
Oh, yeah.
Spencer has left because she hates us.
And you know, every time what I feel like when we play Saltmarsh.
At the P.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys are wrapping up at this cart. I'll let you take the stage. Unless you guys are just straight hitting the road without saying anything.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, we
Yes,
are.
Let's go.
We are strapped in.
I'll be like, Clayton walks up and says, "All right, let's get the heck out of here."
Yeah.
Sound like the surreal entertainment
Hey,
videos. The let's go on the cart.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Aha.
I am a cleric.
Shows up with-
Clayton.
Clayton shows up with 2 coconuts, like.
They will remember you.
Oh yeah.
I hope they remember you. Stones.
You guys hit the road in the middle of the night and continue until dawn, avoiding any potential assassins who would like to slit your throats.
Also, as of right now, I have my Whoop of Morning back, so I cannot be surprised.
Let us avoid those assassins who would like to slip our throats specifically.
Do we see any lakes on the way?
No.
God forbid they try anything else.
There's one
I
lake
like
beyond
when
the
we flip.
valley. You might be able to
Slip.
find some smaller bodies of water.
Whoop. They slipped my neck.
Yeah, you saw some in the distance kind of as you guys were traveling along this road, so it's maybe the better half of an hour outward. Maybe after the second day you could find some water. And eventually you guys become exhausted, even though you're sitting on a cart and your horse. I'll
Is there room
say,
to sleep in the back of this thing?
yeah. How long did you go until you guys were gonna rest?
It's the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cart. Let's just go as long as we can until we. How long is it gonna take to
We'll
get
probably
there?
have some people, because there's enough room for 2 people to sleep in the back, and then the rest of it's just stuff in the back. And then
Okay.
there's 2 people up front, so we can take shifts.
We could take shifts.
Groups of
Horses will need to sleep at some point.
Mm.
The rest of it.
I should sleep at first.
Don't worry, me and
because-
Cindrix got this first shift.
Well, it's just because I don't expect my contact to travel at night, and I need to be out of the cart so he recognizes me, so he knows who to look for. So I'll sleep while we travel through the night, and then I'll sit up front until we find our contact.
And then I'll probably have like a little torch slot, so I like light a torch and then have it so that we have light while we're traveling.
Okay. Yeah, the night winds on through pretty quietly. There aren't any people traveling, and you haven't come across any camps of caravans coming in or out. It seems not so much to be a traversed road these days. The sun comes up, and I imagine you swap shifts. You continue through this entire day and find no one except for a couple of people who look like they have left Lochheim and are coming to Arkenberg for a life not bombarded by Black Knights. They continue, as do you, in the opposite direction, and the night comes yet again. Do you guys swap shifts again?
Yeah, he's used to it, so.
Okay. Yeah, you guys continue forward, and about the middle of this second night, the horses begin to slow. And it seems as though they would very much like to rest.
Okay.
Oh, wait, how long have the horses been traveling?
This whole time.
You were in the middle of the night, so it's been pretty much 24 hours.
We shouldn't push the horses 24 hours. Yeah, after 12, we should rest.
So that's about midday.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, you guys set up camp midday. Who's keeping watch?
I will.
Okay. Clayton, for the most part, you kind of keep an eye on the road. It's a more or less open field, so it's not too difficult to survey the land.
Okay.
And eventually afternoon comes, and about midnight it seems the horses are ready to go. They've been resting this whole time. You hook up again, continue forward, and for the second half of your second night, it's very, very quiet, as if no one is traveling, and then, in the distance, you see a flicker of light. This is about in the middle of this open field. You're a couple days away from the mine.
There's a
Am I
flicker
awake
of
at the
light.
moment?
Yes. Well,
I'm gonna take my spyglass out.
it's about 3 in the morning.
Alright, I'd probably be getting ready for sleep
Okay.
and then see that light.
You take out your spyglass. What exactly does it do?
It would make sense if that was the contact.
Spyglasses make things 2 times their
2
size.
times
Yeah,
their size?
just
Okay.
twice their size.
So yeah, you get a little bit closer, you kind of slow them to not so much a halt, but a very slow trot, and you look until you kind of adjust it, stretch it out, different angles, get the mirrors lined up, and you do see what looks like a lone dwarf chewing on squirrel meat.
Hey Barry, there's a dwarf coming down.
He is sitting at a campfire.
Oh, there's a dwarf over in that campfire.
Did it specify race of my contact? Or just the name?
You've met with a dwarf.
I've met with a dwarf. Can I
He's-
see that?
Yeah, that's over. By the way, every single person we've passed, I've said they race and said, "Hey Perry, we're passing this person."
And I'll look through.
Okay, you look and you see a familiar dwarf. You've met with him a few times. He's mostly addressed you directly with letters and then left promptly. He hasn't really said much to you as long as you've known him, but he has sort of been like an avatar of your actual contact.
Gotcha. And I apologize. What was his name? Or is this?
This is in the letters, and for the most part, he's only been described as the dwarf. When you address him or ask him his name, he'll just grunt or give you strange looks.
But he has spoken to me before. Like he's capable of speech.
Come to think of it, no. There hasn't been a specific situation where he has spoken to you.
Who?
The dwarf.
All right. Well, it's him. So.
Okay.
Maybe let me do the talking at the start. He's a bit odd, but he's a good guy.
So long as we make our way
I'll
in.
hand it back to you. I probably like had my hat off and the thing, and I'll like
Okay.
when we get there, I'll put it on.
Yeah. You approach, and as you guys are about 60 feet out, he reaches into his pocket. He's not even looking at you, he's staring for the most part into the fire. He pulls out a little wooden stick and points it at you and continues eating his chicken with very large bites.
Same as always, I see.
He puts his wand away.
Of course, come, we can sit. This would be a good place to rest for the night, anyways. The horses
Sit
need
down.
it.
Can I have
Rest
some?
here? All right.
There's some chicken kind of on a spittle over this fire. He just tears at it.
This is people I've been traveling with. A couple of weeks. Clayton, Cindrix, Elsbeth.
Elspeth is asleep.
Elsbeth is asleep. She's in the cart.
reaches into his other pocket, pulls out a little letter, hands it to you. It's a scrolled up piece of paper. You unravel it, and he says, "It is my duty to return you to the contact himself."
Where is the contact?
Points up the road.
How many days? 2? Still same direction that we're going anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, speaking of 2, those people that were coming after us are totally assassins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We need to get a hold of him, our contact. The Black Knights are on the move.
Mm.
Sorry, my dwarf friend doesn't have a name, but he is going to take us to the true contact. He's up at the mines 2 more days north. Same way that we're still traveling anyways.
Well, it figures he does not have a tongue.
Wow, that.
He opens his mouth. He does have a tongue, but it is cut in half. So there's only the back part. It looks almost like a receded tongue.
I am known to be insightful.
Is there like a magic shop you can go to like get
Mines.
like so you can speak? I mean, I
Part
was
of his
just wondering
job.
if you've ever thought of that or.
A highly skilled cleric could likely do it.
Hey, Cindrix, you're highly skilled. Can you do that?
I think it's part of his job. Also, maybe his tongue was removed or cut because of something he did. Perhaps it was punishment. I don't know.
See that? I think you're a good guy. Yeah, that was all him.
Well, you don't know that. You barely know
Can
him.
you guys shut up?
Okay, good.
They talk a
Oh, hey, you're awake.
Elsbeth, this is my friend. Not the contact, but he's taking us to the contact. So
Hi, I'm Elspeth. Trying to sleep. Keep it
And
down.
then in Dorvish, I'll whisper, "Do you have any ale or beer?"
Reaches into a tiny little bag,
we left in a hurry.
pulls out a stone. He hands it to you. You see written in comment on it is the word trusting. And you look up and he's pointing at you. He's like,
What?
make an intelligence check.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to communicate.
Ooh. 11.
Seems like he's telling you to stop doing something with his gestures, but that has no correlation. Maybe he pulled out the wrong rock. He sets it back in his pocket.
Apologies, they're a bit loud, but they're good people. When push comes to shove. Regardless, I think we can turn in for the night here.
He pulls out his wand and starts writing in the dirt. It says tomorrow and an arrow that way.
Yeah. You can rest
So
for the
you
night
do
here.
not have a name then.
Just call him the dwarf. That's what
I'm
I'm
going
going
to
to call
call
him.
him Throminac.
What does that mean?
What?
That's draconic.
For
No name.
That's stupid.
That is what many of us draconian ones call one another when we do not have names.
Gonna cut in there. You've never met another dragonborn.
But there's fucking draconic. It's a language.
Yeah, it's uncommon, but yeah.
Oh, I know I never met
Okay.
another dragonborn. But dragons exist, right?
They do. Very few speak.
He's likely studied them.
Okay, cool. Because it is a confusing
Yeah.
trait to have. All right. Night winds down. He pulls up a little blanket, sleeps, shares his rations with you if you guys don't want to mark yours. And as the morning comes, you continue up toward the mines. This takes about 2 days, and eventually you reach this fine group of gentlemen who you met the first time, or the last time that you guys were up here. And you look around, a couple of them wave at you, but most of them seem to be busy at work, as it is.
have I ever directly met with the contact? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
This is honestly a very honoring experience, because it was a note not written by your contact that said perhaps you should leave Arkenberg and go chase that, and you did. It was interesting. So, tides are changing. The dwarf leads you up through the mines, and a couple of the miners just kind of passively make fun of him. They call him No Tongue, and just a couple of very, very kind words. He enters into the mines. Give me 1 second as I'm going to change our layout a tiny bit. Oh, that just changed automatically. Cool. We look different. Oh, Mario Sack said something a while ago. He said, regretfully can't stay and watch, but I'm going to have a VOD tomorrow. Cool. Thanks for sticking around this long, my boy. They called him Grubnor.
Oh, wow. Jeez. Thanks for the donation, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Quick question.
Yes.
I was wondering if I could take, like, the thorns or, like, the hooks from the studded armor and slowly start to transfer it over to mine, integrating it with, like, the teeth and other stuff so it looks cool.
Okay, yeah, as you've been journeying, you realize that they're actually connected by thin metal rods about the size of the hooks. So they're essentially laced into the armor so that they stay there.
Okay.
If you wanted to try and burn away all the all the leather, you could maybe put it as like an outer mesh if you wanted to.
Well, this would be over the period of a very long time.
Okay. So this is tedious. You're like, as you're not on the horses, you're cutting away this leather.
Yeah.
Cool. So we will get back to that. You guys enter, and he leads you through a long network of caves. You see them pass in different directions. You see a lot of wooden barriers that are kind of holding this place up. Torches near the entrance, and torches that lead off into other
mines?
Yes.
Are we still in the cart?
No, he's
Okay.
taking you off the cart. You guys kind of went up the foothills and into the mountains. You were in a passage. And eventually, after a while, he looks in a couple different directions as you are at an intersection of about 5 different passageways. He looks around and he sees that there are 2 torches currently lit on other directions, as though there are people working in those directions. And then he grabs one, pulls it up, and snuffs it under his armpit. And then he leads you down a dark and empty passageway. There is no natural light here.
They cannot see. None of us can see. Don't worry, I can solve this.
Unfortunately,
I will,
it's going to be necessary.
I will maybe use my magic item.
No light?
He reaches into his bag and pulls out a little rope, starts wheeling it out. He basically tries to make everyone grab onto it.
I pull it.
Oh,
where
the
everyone
rope.
can-
Oh, okay.
Hang on, I might have dark vision.
Should I lead?
Yeah, I think you would have
Behind
dark vision. I'll say, for the sake of this game, if you don't, you do.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Because it's a very unique adaptation that you have. It's not basic Dragonborn.
Where does it tell you?
Clayton is gonna move his
In
signal
proficiency.
whistle onto-
Senses.
Yeah, since it's
onto his necklace so that
Under
if he
your
gets
passive.
lost, he can blow his whistle.
Okay.
Alright. I'm going to try something. I'm going to
I don't think I do.
ask you if this is
Mhm.
cool to do or not. But first, let me confirm that this is even worth trying.
Are you messaging me?
No, I'm looking at something.
Oh, okay.
elsewhere.
You all grab onto the rope, and unless anyone is going to do anything right now, he is going to try and lead you down the hallway.
That's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
Following.
I'm going to follow behind him, like him, and then me. I don't know who wants to be behind me. Just trying
Okay. So you're right behind him?
Yeah, try
Okay.
to make a quick
I'll be
order.
in the very back
All right.
so that
It's a bit difficult at times because you're blindly wandering. What is everyone's passive perception?
13, I believe.
15.
13.
Okay. Syndrix, it's a bit difficult for you. Not too incredibly tough, but
Okay.
at times as you're walking with this rope and you kind of veer this way or that way as you're trying to follow everyone else, you do kind of scrape up against the walls as it's difficult to navigate with just your ears.
Got it.
I'm gonna try something.
Okay. What are you going to try and do?
I'm going to go ahead and let me make sure. So, question for you, because you would know. To bring my familiar in as a different type of
You have to
animal,
cast a
you have to
spell,
recast
You have
it
to
again?
recast it and spend the components. Oh, I see what you're gonna try to do.
That's why Basil is rarely changed.
Yeah.
Unless you
Eventually, it's about 5 silent, ominous minutes as he's just leading you, and all you hear is the echoing of footsteps and the shuffling of rope, fabric, and metal clinking on itself.
And a couple of jokes Clayton has.
As you tell them, you feel the line stop. You hear ting 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 ting. He slaps your leg and then runs back to the front and continues forward,
Amazing.
hoping to keep everyone silent. And eventually, the rope stops and you bump into the little dwarven figure as you feel him kind of moving and shuffling around.
Get a warning.
And vision returns to everyone except for you, Cindrix, as you've been able to see somewhat kind of the walls as they've faded in. You've adjusted your natural eyes.
So I do have dark vision then?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
It takes a little while to adapt to, though.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
That's how I run it.
Yes.
I like it.
I like it too, unless you have an eye patch. I feel like people should buy
Yeah,
those.
it's dark vision.
Yeah.
It's not like you just see it. It's like you have to adjust to it and like,
Yeah.
okay, there we go.
So the scraping stops, and you're like, okay, he's leading us through this. You can tell these are now natural passageways, as if this mine was almost. You can kind of conclude maybe this mine was built for this place.
You found this place then. You were looking for something.
Boom. Little dancing lights fill the walls of this chamber, and you see an ancient door on the back. There are large boulders that dot this room, and there is no one here.
That's a big door.
I will, off my back, pull out my shield, and then take my hand, slam the front of it, and then pull the hand away, and it's just casting light on the shield.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's basically just a flashlight I'm going to use.
Yeah,
it.
it's very bright in this room now. He walks over to one of the boulders in the back of the room, reels his leg back, and kicks it really hard.
Oh, jeez.
It turns over, and a figure begins to move under this stone. You look and you see cracks you didn't see before, and dirt begins to move away from it, and out pops an ancient, wrinkly head, followed by 2 legs, and 2 arms, and a staff. Are any of you familiar with turtles?
We've seen one.
I feel like we
the
would be.
corpse of
Yes, you saw the corpses of
They're
one.
quite common in this world.
Relatively. They're common if you're an adventurer.
I've probably read about them.
I've
Yeah.
Probably met
And
one.
you had seen some in the chambers,
Yeah, I think you told
mentions
me
of
that
them.
one was on my ship for a while.
Oh,
Yes, they
On the level
prefer to
of
be
common
cooks.
in Tesseract, they exceed Dragonborn and Elves.
Yes,
so
they
I
do.
figure.
To a minor extent, yeah, their lifestyle is their physique.
Yeah.
Except for this guy who has been here for a while. He opens up really ancient eyes, and you see that they're
He's alive?
he's alive.
You're alive?
He opens his eyes, and you see that they're kind of milky, and he says, "Yes, I am alive.
Is your name Uguay?
What's an Uguay?"
Oh, nothing. It just I met another turtle, and he said that was a very common name. So I was just wondering.
Well, then he's a liar. My
Okay.
name is Dustinut,
Never mind.
and I
Are you?
am your contact.
Fantastic.
Your service has been expectable. I like it a lot. And I like you personally. He fades in and out. I gotta get used to it. I have called you here because you are in danger,
Yeah.
but also because something rather distasteful has begun to happen in this region. Are any of you familiar with the rider in the sky?
The rider in the sky.
It's more of a recent legend.
Can I roll history on that movie?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
I
Like
think
in
Yeah.
that minute.
Don't know how you get exact on this, but
No, not even a
so
little
it's
bit.
25.
I don't look up this guy much.
It's a very recent legend. There are rumors of a figure riding what seems to be some kind of cat-like creature in the fucking sky.
A cat?
A large cat-like creature. And it seems as though he precedes a lot of the wars that have happened in regions. And because you've looked up these wars and you're like, why are they happening for no reason? This rider in the sky is always there.
So he might be the reason.
Yeah, so he would kind of notice your reaction to that.
Is he the reason for the wars?
I'm beginning to suspect so. I am a guardian, one of very few that are left. Are you familiar with the Guardian?
Vaguely.
Well, that's good because you're not supposed to be. Give me one
You
moment.
do a good job of keeping your identities hidden.
If it makes you feel better, I've never heard of him. Ever.
Too very tiny.
What?
He looks down into your pocket. What do you carry?
So much stuff. You have to be more specific.
May I? And he steps forward, leaning very heavily on this staff. He reaches into your pocket and pulls out that tuning fork.
Oh, hey, my super mystical tuning fork that is full of mystery.
That we found.
Yeah.
Where did you find this thing?
Oh,
Do you remember?
yeah. I do.
We found it.
Where was it?
On the body of that portal.
Oh, yes.
He closes his eyes and you hear him proceed sort of a guttural hum that doesn't echo too far as it's very, very faint. And you see the tuning fork begin to shake and vibrate, and it emits this same hum. And he puts 2 fingers on the 2 top parts, and you see him kind of seize. And he sits for a full minute. The dwarf just kind of goes over and leans up against a rock, pulls out some leftover chicken, and just chomps away.
We found another turtle dead.
After the minute winds up, he opens his eyes. This is not just metal. This is a brain.
Oh.
This is the psionic concentration of what would appear to be someone named Olo.
Oh.
We did
What?
find it on a turtle that had passed long ago.
It's an ancient secret. Being able to pull someone's mind and treat it like a battery. There is much you can do with this. Give me a moment. And he pulls his 2 fingers back about 2 feet away, and you see very faint ripples in the fabric of reality between his fingers and the 2 tongs on this fork. And he holds it back to you. I feel pain, loss, hatred. But it is strong, and it has persevered many years.
Those are not the ways of the Jedi.
Keep it safe.
There's another thing.
Put it in a safe pocket.
Maybe what you intended on me finding when you sent me off. I look around. I'm just like, even now, maybe making sure there's no one else here, and I'll call the Tesseract. I found this, where you sent me.
Then haste is your ally. I have not seen anything that appears that way. It is powerful.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Can we talk to Olo? Like, you said it was something about his mind in this tuning fork.
There is an ability my people have where we can speak to each other and visit our memories. I have done that.
We
His
found...
death was in agony.
Oh. Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry. Did he know anything about the Tesseract? Whatever this thing is?
He traveled with those who kept it. They seem to be, in a way, some sort of gatekeepers. It's almost as though that functions as a doorway and a battery. Are you familiar with the world wealth?
Am I?
You have heard of a few things called sanctuaries that are very, very rarely in ancient texts used and described as the same way that these are. It's old archonic magic that the world before this world used to use.
Vaguely aware. Old, right?
If you are familiar with conjuration magic, then you would know that these portals can only go so far, the ones we create. Theirs do not. They pass between worlds. And we have one here.
This.
It has been long dead, but that carries the same energy as the one we have. I have brought you here because we must make haste. Inside of this safe, this chamber I guard, it is the secret 7th safe of Salus Podex, which is very difficult for me to say. I have guarded it for my family has guarded it for 4 generations. I do not know what lies inside, but I know we keep a scrying pool. If you can find it and access it, I will show you the wider.
So he wants to go through and find this pool.
Yes.
And as soon as we've done so, we need to get this to the one person that might know what to do with it. The Black Knights are coming too.
If you could what's the word? Forgive my varying vocal tendencies. It is because I have not spoken in many years. He reaches his staff over this door and begins tracing a strange signal in it, and the door fades to ash.
Oh.
Get the fuck in there.
What are we doing?
Is there other
Finding
cool stuff
a-
in here?
There is something going on in the mountains above, something that will change the fate of history. There is no time to visit. We must scry.
There's a pool somewhere in here. Likely a well.
These were the things that the people were looking for.
In a way,
The fish people.
perhaps it will allow us to see things that are not in our vision. We can see over the mountains, see.
It is ancient magic. If you scry in this pool, you can see anything, and whatever you scry on will not know you are there.
Or do you need to just look inside in a metaphorical sense, or you want me to cast the spell scrying?
You observe and you focus. The well will do the rest.
Well, then let's go.
Maybe
I will stay here.
We can
Yeah,
find
you are old.
I would die.
Yes. Wait, is there trouble along the path?
Yes,
Like
this
what?
is a guarded chamber.
Discarded.
Those who pass my test, which you have done by not being evil bastards, you must face the cave. I do not know what lies beyond,
Man, it's a good thing.
but it is a test.
when we get.
Are the creatures inside, or whatever guards this place, are they real? They live. Are we ending their lives by destroying them?
Nothing inside lives, and many of that which you shall face will return upon your leaving.
I understand.
It is only your safety that is at risk.
Then let us go. Thank you, Master Yoda. And I
It
make
is
my way.
very hard for me to talk, so. And you look at him and he opens his mouth and there's like a tongue stacked on top of another tongue.
Goddamn.
It's like,
Why do you have two tongues?
I stole his. It's very hard to talk.
I thought I could talk faster
You're like,
by having two.
Fuck that thing, man.
You sound like the.
Mad Hatter.
No, you sound like. The,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is exactly, but the dad from Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yeah, you do sound like the
Dad.
goose.
This
Is he a
dad's goose
goose?
dad.
Him, you also sound like the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, he does have a
Oh, yeah.
better
I'm
list.
just-
If we find this pool.
Go find the Withing Well.
Go find the Withing Well.
I'm just imagining that turtle from Kung Fu Panda. The old
Kung
one.
Fu. Yeah, no, we all know Master Oogway. He's the only guy anyone ever thinks of when someone says the word turtle.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, okay. Cool.
If we,
I'm special.
All
we
right.
can find this pool,
Oh,
we
yeah,
could
there is a
maybe find out the exact location of
Let's go and
Darius.
let us brave these things, and hopefully we all don't die.
All right. We don't have a combat camera yet.
However, I will put the photos in the Tesseract chat.
That's what we've
Oh.
been doing with Sunder. Has been
Okay.
taking pictures of it and putting it in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, there's a link in the description, I think.
And if there's
Nope.
not, I'll put one in the chat.
If there isn't,
yeah.
then go to any of my videos on XP to level 3. There's a link in those
All right,
descriptions.
cool.
I'll also give you a link in the chat.
And also, you'll give me a view. Yeah.
Jacob just wanting those views.
All
Shut
right.
up.
If
Wait,
you
we
guys
had-
can drop yourselves down.
Where are we dropping, boys?
We've had a couple long rests, right?
What the fuck is... Why is it so pixelated?
Why are you in the front? You'll die.
because
What are you talking about?
because this is a massive map,
I will
and
lead
it
the
was
way.
I used Facebook.
And I used Facebook.
Yeah.
Alright,
Well-
try to stay within 5 feet of me, please.
You guys pass right through that area, and you feel a lightly and very faint arcane field. Everybody make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, boy.
God.
Ooh-wee. Not good.
Wow, that.
Please be good, Paul.
This, just want to let you know,
Oh, I
this
have
is
a
my
good
first
one.
roll
Yeah.
of the game.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're in a dungeon, so there will be more of those.
Oh, at least I rolled a 14.
Hey.
So that's a 16.
So, Paul,
I got a natural one.
All right.
Oh.
just like every game you've played in,
Oh.
take a level of exhaustion. Syndrix,
19.
Elsbeth,
16.
16.
okay. God damn it, man!
Can I?
Every
use a
game.
feat?
Yes.
I didn't want to. Okay, it's indomitable, so I can reroll.
You
so-
have
Oh, okay.
Indomitable and you've never used it?
I got it when I turned 9th level.
Oh.
But okay, it's
Reroll
9
saving throws.
plus it's con save.
Mhm.
Jeez, you have a +6!
I have a plus 7.
Okay. Yeah, you beat it. You fight back, and you feel it's not so much as though your body is weakening. You feel drowsy as you pass through here, as if the whole cave is trying to put you to sleep.
Okay.
All of you steel yourselves and resist the exhaustion.
All right. Let us continue then.
You continue down, down.
Oh, okay,
Going
that is not
down,
our,
down,
that is not our
down,
order.
down.
Oh,
I thought.
That's our order.
okay. And there are 2 directions you can go in now,
Left.
That's crazy.
which
Wait.
is
Oh,
How about we think about it?
you see.
I tend to go left.
Does anybody have a coin?
Yeah, I just have coins.
Yeah, wins.
Just a second. I'm gonna take out a coin. and Watch out, there's a D4 on the floor. Okay, heads or tails?
Tails.
I would say that's the opposite of thinking about it. That's leaving things up to chance.
Holy crap. Okay, so can I look down both ways?
Yeah, you look down either direction. Down toward these 2, you see. Well, it is dark. You have light, right?
Is it dark?
Yes, but you have light
I
on
have
your
dark
shield.
vision out to 60 feet,
Okay.
and then my light is, I think, goes out to the same.
Yeah, light is 30 and 30.
It's 20 and 20.
33. Oh, 20 and 20. Okay. So yeah, you kind of turn it away, your eyes adjust, and in the direction toward them, you see what looks like a few humanoid figures, silhouettes maybe, down this corridor. You see a few of them spot what looks like a much larger chamber. And you look down the other direction, and at first you didn't see them, and you turn your light toward it. There are thin wisps of fog just floating gently in this
I'm gonna
area.
reach into my pocket,
Mhm.
and out of my pocket I pull out a blue gem. It's about
Okay.
maybe this big. It's pointed on both sides, and it's like cut and carved. And I look down at it, and I just say,
I don't fucking know.
Perfect.
4.
And as I say that, it lights up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's incredibly bright light, and I kind of hold it away from my
Okay.
face. It goes out 30 and 30.
Magic item?
This is the Gem of Brightness.
Okay.
It does not use a charge to just light it up.
Yeah.
And I toss it to Perry.
Since you can't see in the dark.
Thank you.
As you look over, you see that.
Does it require concentration?
Nope.
So I can.
But I'm not going to tell you what else it does.
Oh, yeah.
Would I be aware or no?
No.
Nope, because I'm not going to tell you.
It has command words.
It's just a glowy rock.
So you look over, and as you hold this out, you see that there are actually a few very dark mushrooms lining this wall that the fog is floating in. And you look over, and you do see the silhouette of one. There might be more in the chamber, but you can't see beyond the dark. What looks like a humanoid figure.
So on the left, there's a humanoid figure. On the right, there's wisps of smoke.
And a couple of mushrooms. Looks like wisps of fog.
Seeing the mushrooms, would I know what they are? Do they look familiar?
Forgot to bring this up, but actually, on the way here, and I'll say in the chamber that the turtle was speaking to you, you see small clusters of a very familiar mushroom.
I'm taking all of them.
All right, I'll say you have 2 pounds.
Oh.
2 pounds of mushrooms? Jesus.
It's
Like
like
psychedelics or what's going on here?
They're truth mushrooms after you curate them.
Oh. Nice.
Not these ones in this specific chamber, but down a couple others.
Okay.
So left.
left sends us to the figures, right?
Yes.
Down where you guys are sends you to the figures.
Alright, let's decide.
Figures or fog?
Well, if we see
I can
figures-
fight figures. I can't fight fog.
It's true.
2 pounds?
Alright, let's go left then.
2 pounds? Right.
Yes.
We're heading towards figures.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, as we're getting close, I'm gonna take my whip out and I'm gonna whip one of the figures.
We might not.
Yeah, let's wait. And
You're just
Okay.
gonna fucking... Wow! As soon as you see him...
Might
You
not.
said nothing was living. I'm like, human figures, oh my god.
we might not
Sorry,
have to-
we're moving even more.
Humanoid.
So you guys look into this room.
Are we at the? We at this end over here?
Yeah, so stand yourselves over there.
Try to keep people within 5 feet of me.
And not me in
Can
front.
you guys
please.
line these boys out?
Oh my god.
Paul?
In the back.
Okay.
Cool.
Just scattered
Oh.
around the room.
It's a bunch of armored guys.
Paul.
Guys being dudes.
Quick.
Dudes being boys.
Okay.
What are they?
You look around, and as you hold it up, you see some of them look like stone humanoids, and some of them look like just plates of armor, full suits, and they're all standing in just strange poses, actually like minis, as though they're either in the middle of combat, as if they're T-posing. Some of them just look kind of slumped over, as if they're in the process of dying.
I'm gonna take out my long sword in my left hand and have my whip in my right hand just to be ready.
You know, all of those descriptions were great, except for T-posing. So some of them are like this, some of them are dying, some of them are just like this.
And they're just statues?
Yeah, they look like suits of armor.
Okay.
Well, that's not spooky at all.
I'm gonna go like this, Logan.
Mm-hmm. As you begin to pass,
I'm gonna start getting closer.
Who- I'm sorry, give
I'm
me.
gonna try to stay within 5 feet of Perry, because she is the worst off of hit points wise. So
And I listen to you.
yeah.
You're like, stay within 5 feet.
Stay within,
Okay.
within 5 feet of me, please.
Both of us
Nah.
wander off.
All on your own. Then. Snakes. No, it's not.
Snakes on a plane.
Have any of them moved, or do we see anything moving?
Yeah, as Syndrix begins to move over that way, the armed elementalist, the stone dude with the club, he is going to slowly animate and turn, and his body like jerks and is pulled at as if though it's being filled with like, you know when you, what's it called? Like the clear.
Defibrillate?
Yeah, defibrillate somebody. It's almost as though he comes alive
Oh, jeez.
with that type of energy
Clear.
and begins to lumber over in front of that hallway and hold his weapon out.
And when you move him,
Oh.
he's not like attacking Cindrix. He's just moving forward.
Yeah.
He just goes like right here.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
You look into its eyes and you see emptiness. And you realize that this is just a suit of armor, hollow.
I'm going to walk by you.
What's your AC?
16.
Ooh, 16 plus 4.
Is he swinging to attack me?
Yeah, right as you get into his range. This is genuinely surprising, as if it was almost as if it didn't acknowledge you. It just beelined in front of you very slowly, and right as you approach, you're like, I'm going to walk. Boom! It slams its little blunt weapon into your arm, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
Let's have everybody roll initiative.
Ouchie.
Alright, I have advantage. Will I roll back? No. Yeah. Decent. Oh.
All right. 22.
Okay. That would be Clayton. Anybody get it above 22?
5.
5? Okay.
13.
16.
1 second, so 5, that was... It's Cindrix. Who got 13? That was Perry, and then 15...
16.
16. Else. Alright, Clayton, you are up. You see this one smack at him, and you see... You can't tell which ones are animating, but some of them begin to kind of move and crumble, as if dust and rocks are falling off of them.
Any around me, like any of these 4.
Is that... Oh, okay.
Because this is me.
Yeah.
And all these guys are stuck.
The one without arms seems to be moving, and the one with the sword seems to be kind of moving and animating. The other two seem perfectly still. No, perfectly still.
Could I do something, Logan?
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Actually, no, you're not allowed to know which ones are
Okay.
moving.
Wait, you just said that we could see which ones were moving, though.
Yeah, they're moving slowly, but some of them remain still. So this is a
Okay,
bit of a
so
disorienting
we
fight.
also have to keep track. Of
Yeah,
It
you
could be
genuinely
That's
have
part
to.
of the thing. Okay. So, I'm gonna put my whip just over my shoulder,
Okay.
grab a vial of acid, and throw it at the one that hit Cindrix.
Okay, the one in front of him?
Mm-hmm.
All right, roll attack, roll it well, and you do have proficiency, so add that bonus.
Okay.
And your dexterity, I believe.
Oh. Okay, so it's 16 plus 7, I believe. Yeah. 7.
That hits. Roll damage.
This is where I rely on you guys, because I'm gonna take a pretty firm guess that these guys aren't gonna take psychic damage.
Logan,
Yeah.
do I know if these are constructs or undead?
Okay,
How
thanks.
would you know?
Can I roll?
Yeah, roll investigation
It's
to deduce.
2.
No idea.
Cool.
You think there might be an undead inside of this suit of armor?
Oh.
it's 8 acid damage. I don't know if that's something special. Because it is just a suit of armor.
All right, yeah, it burns in, and you see some of the faceplate kind of melt away, and it's not so much that it vanishes completely, but it seeps down and actually gets caught in the armor, so it can't move its face that way.
Okay, and then I'm gonna grab my whip again, and then I'm ready.
All
I'm just
right,
gonna stay there.
that one without the arms is going to try and approach you.
Okay, can I get there?
Yes. And it is going to make a couple of attacks.
All right.
That is a 12 and a 13.
My armor class is 18 right now.
All right. You watch as it kind of reels back with these two surprisingly sturdy arms, and it just smacks into you straight with what look like spiked fists. They don't pierce your armor. That one is going to attack you again, Cindrix.
Oh, poopy.
Jeez. With a hit and a 17.
17 also hits.
All right. You will take 10 more bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Ooh, jeez.
So I was gonna do it, but I was trying to think about things. On that last one, I don't know if they can be blinded or not, but I'm still gonna try it. I want to do my warding flare, which
Okay.
is it's my reaction, so I can only do it once, but it imposes
Yeah.
disadvantage on the attack roll if they can be blinded.
Okay, it's just automatically imposes disadvantage?
Yeah, as they're about to attack me, I literally just hold up my hands, and out of it is just a flare of light that shows up.
Yeah, you blast this light, and it still kind of swings wildly with its weapon. You can't quite tell if it just succeeded or...
Jeez,
well, not
okay.
succeeded, but it seems almost as though it didn't heed any warning from that.
Can you hand me the player's handbook in that box right there?
Elsbeth,
You like
Elspeth,
spells.
would like to rage.
All right. Elsbeth gets really upset that there are dudes in here.
Thank you.
No, she gets upset because everyone left her
Yeah.
area, and then
I'm right next to
You're
you.
fine, you're fine.
Why did you guys leave?
Why?
Okay, and then I will.
Perry,
remember
you're up
this guy.
next after some stuff happens.
And
But
I
you're the
will-
next PC.
I will smack that one
All
in front
right.
of me.
Roll attack.
On my first attack, I will reckless attack.
Okay.
With a 15 to hit.
And you're using your
Oh,
greatsword.
it's 16 to hit. Sorry.
16. You try and cleave straight through this thing's stomach, kind of trying to rend it, and it leans back almost as if it was preemptively regarding your attack, leans back and its chest opens and there's nothing inside. You swing straight through that hole and it leans forward again, clacks shut. You did no damage.
Then I would like to. Did I just not hit? Or did.
It evaded it, so you didn't hit.
Okay, then I.
That was just a descriptive way of...
Okay. Sorry, I was confused. I will attack one more time.
Mhm.
Not reckless attack. Well, it doesn't matter, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
every
an
attack is
Yeah.
reckless now.
That'd be a 19 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Ooh.
You reel back, even more furious than before. Surprised that that's possible, you deal some serious damage to him, I assume.
Raging is a bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I can't do my strong attack. 5, 10 damage.
10 damage. All right,
Wait,
you
13 damage, sorry.
13.
Because my
Raging.
rage.
You cut into it, and that part that actually avoided you slice straight off. And you see this midsection of its armor just clink and actually seep back and fall inside of it,
Ha.
as if a part of its chest plate is now resting in its pelvis.
Gross.
Uh,
I guess
Where
it's
is
gross
he?
as hell.
One of them is going to actually fire a bolt at you. And some of them are stirring, some of them aren't, and the light doesn't extend too incredibly far, so it's difficult to tell where this is coming from.
Is that at me?
It is going to be at Perry.
Oh.
Perry does a 22 hit. 21.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
You take 5 piercing damage.
Done anything.
And-
Jeez, rude.
Some of them begin to kind of lurch and move. So that one with the crossbow back there, that fine gent, he is going to move 25 feet in the direction of the battle.
25.
And then this spindly little figure over here, this mummy, he is going to move toward Perry, actually. And Perry, it is your turn.
20, 25? 25,
This one,
right?
yes.
Okay.
This one seems to be a bit more... Oh, did it make it?
It's right up.
Then yeah, it's going to attack.
Unless you do the diagonal rule.
No, that's gay, and I hate it. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does.
Okay, you take 5 bludgeoning damage as its arm kind of limp. It honestly doesn't move, as if it's rigid as it's walking toward you, and it just swings it back with its torso, smacks it into you. It is now your turn. After this, Cindrix, you'll be on deck after a couple.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. This one of them being in my face kind of kills some of my plans, so I gotta.
Yeah, that's being a wizard.
Ain't that the truth?
You know what? Screw it. I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Okay.
You vanish. I don't have any minis to represent that. Who's this?
There's an invisible
There you go.
dwarf.
I don't know what that is, but it's not visible.
It's from the Dwarven Forge thing.
Just put it on top.
What the?
No,
It's
just put it
the
on
piece
top.
of plastic.
Put it on top.
Okay.
You put a piece of plastic as a hat.
You put a little
Okay.
bubble on your head. Where do you go?
I hate you both so much.
I will go 5, 10 to back there.
Okay.
And hope that keeps me hidden enough to where I can rethink my plans.
All right. It hasn't moved before, but that paladin one between pretty much all of you is going to, like, just lurch and then start moving towards Cindrix.
Uh-oh.
Paladin one?
Yes.
That
One
one?
closest to those two. Yeah,
25?
full distance.
15 right
20.
there.
Yeah,
So
but they can.
Well, if we were using the other rules, it'd be 20.
why?
We're
why
not.
Are you doing this?
Does an 8 hit?
2 hours before.
Does an 8 hit?
No. Clang hits my shield.
Does a 9 hit?
Clang hits my shield
Okay.
again, you stupid idiot.
Beautiful, that stupid idiot. It's now your turn. Oh, wait, no. That one with the pike all the way in the back moves ever so
This
slightly forward. Yeah. No, sorry, the pike. So, no.
It's a pike.
Is that just a spear?
That's a
That's
spear.
just a spear. Yeah. Spear boy moves forward.
Towards.
Towards me?
He'll just move in the opposite direction, so toward you as a whole. 25 straight.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Perfect. Cindrix.
Okay. Dang, man. I don't know. Crap. Sorry, I need to read that spell. I should have read it before I played. Before I did my turn, but
That's all right.
this is what he's gonna do because he's dumb, and this is what you described to him. So I have no idea if it's gonna work or not, and I hope it does. He takes his shield and he holds it up. Not his shield. He takes out his holy symbol and he holds it up into the air, and it begins to glow with light. And he's going to channel divinity and turn undead.
Okay.
He says, "Be gone, undead."
What is the function? What's the effect?
So,
At least it'll get rid of any potential undead.
let me get it. It doesn't fucking do it.
You have to click on the channel divinity, turn undead specifically.
Nope, it's not listed in my thing.
That's
It's really annoying. Because clerics have 800 abilities and they continue to change. So, okay.
Clayton, you're on deck.
Okay, I already have a plan.
Okay.
Guys, is this the first time we've ever pulled out a player's handbook on stream?
I don't think
did it
so.
last time. I've been doing it ever since I started playing Cindrix because I need it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cleric, the one thing
I present my
that
holy
Poe
symbol and
needs
speak
to
a
be
prayer
on.
censuring the undead. Each undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. The creature fails in saving throw. It is turned for 1 minute until it takes any damage. Turn creature must spend its turn trying to move away from you as far as possible. It can't move into a space within 30 feet of me. For its action, it can only dash and run away. If it takes damage, I believe they are no longer turned.
Yes.
If they are below 1 CR, they are instead destroyed.
Okay.
It would just be these 5.
Which is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to help them.
Yeah.
So 5 of them getting caught up in it,
If they're undead.
potentially.
Yeah, you hold this up in this blaring radiant light, fueled by Endo's passion for nature.
Mm-hmm.
And as you blare this light, some of them kind of lurch as if the light is very strange and alien to them. But you feel, as you're evoking Endo, you feel the presence of Jen.
Okay.
That's the Archon of life and death.
Okay.
And you can make a investigation check. Or insight, sorry.
Make a religion check?
Yes, do that instead.
Can I make a religion check to check the
Can I
religious
use an ability
things?
I have?
Well, it's, yeah.
Let me pull up my skills. Alright. At least it's a +4.
Uh-huh.
Crit fail.
Oh, no.
That's a natural 1.
You feel the presence of the god of life and death.
Okay.
Clayton. Unless you wanted to move.
No.
Okay. Clayton.
But no. I will as a bonus action, cast, because that was just it wasn't a spell.
Yeah.
It was a thingy.
Turn undead's an action.
Can I do this?
Turn undead is an action.
Yeah. Bonus action, Shield of Faith.
It's a D12.
All right, cool.
So I get a +2 to my armor class.
Hell yeah.
I heard it clang
Clink.
against the
Um,
chair.
I was wondering, as a bonus action, 2-weapon fighting is a thing. Where
Yeah.
You can use your bonus action to...
You don't add proficiency to the second attack though.
But I have feats specifically for that. That says,
2-weapon master or
Yep.
whatever. Okay.
So
We're the- that's
I'm
right.
gonna hit this guy
Human
with
fighter.
my longsword
All
for
right.
my first attack. So let's see if that hits.
This is the power of a human fighter. They're customizable because of their
Funny.
feats.
This is
That's
another
like
thing where it was
one
like
of the main things.
The entire first hour of the game was focused on parry because of information, and now I'm like, I'm useless here.
Yeah.
like,
Is it a feat
this is
or
all
is
you
it your-
guys.
It's your fighting style, dude.
That's how it goes.
First, you have the 2-weapon fighting style.
Oh yeah.
Which means you just get to add your ability modifier.
That's for the second
Yeah.
normal attack.
So you can do
And
them
then
if
for
you
the
have a bonus
But then
action,
you're a-
I have a feat called Dual Wielder.
He's a
that
dual
lets it
wielder.
for the bonus action as well, so I have 3 attacks now, which I realized.
Well, you can do the dual wielding attack regardless, but you get the full benefits of a regular attack instead
Yeah.
of it being a weaker attack.
Right.
Yeah.
Roll them attacks.
So with dual
So-
wielder, you can use any 2 weapons, and you get the +1 to armor
Yeah.
class.
It doesn't have to be
In
like
fact, that's what
So-
Mallory did.
The first one is a longsword hit for
But you
this
got
guy,
5
Okay.
attacks a
and
turn.
it's 26. I believe.
That's gonna hit. Yeah. That dude's got his chest piece cut in
Fighters are
half.
really simple
So-
and just really easy to play.
No, they're not.
So-
To be fair, most of that is
2, 5.
usually because of the feat, not because of fighter.
Okay, it's 5 damage to that guy.
Okay.
And because of a different feat I have, he now cannot hit me with the opportunity attack. I'm
Oh.
gonna run over here.
Fighters.
So I have
Fight?
advantage on
You
that
want to
guy.
fight right now?
Not really.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do 2 attacks against him. One
All right.
with the whip as I'm going up, and then another.
Oh,
longsword
nice.
attack.
All right.
So the first attack, I'm using advantage because I'm flanking,
Yeah.
is 17 plus 7, so 24.
That's
And
gonna
the
hit.
second attack is 16 plus 7, so it's gonna be.
That hits.
Okay. So I got that. Oh wow. Okay, so 7, 10, 16 damage to
Total?
the other guy, to the second one.
All right. Yeah, you lash into him, and the arm that isn't holding another blunt weapon just falls off and clangs to the floor. That one is going to turn to you, Elsbeth, as it is still animated and rearing to go. Oh, it has advantage, correct?
It does.
Okay. One of them is going to hit you. It flails wildly, doing very poorly, but eventually one of its arms careens into your side, smashes your guts up a bit. This other one that is still fighting you, Syndrix, is going to try his best to take you out.
Go for it.
19
Damn it.
and 10.
10, doesn't it?
I'm sorry I hit you so much, man. You take
It's-
5 damage.
That's a
How
my
many-
Shield of Fate's concentration.
How many damage do I take?
5.
Okay.
Natural 20 on the con save, so
Oh, nice.
it's okay. I'm gonna take the tough feat the next time I am able to get a.
That's ideal, yeah. Elsbeth.
I'm so squishy.
I'm grumpy that he hit me.
Yeah, I would be too.
So I smack him
Smack that boy.
with my sword. And I'm reckless because I hate him. That would be a 27.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah, and I activate my storm aura to do some lightning damage.
Okay.
12 plus 5 is 17, I believe. 17 damage.
17 damage.
4
Okay.
of it is lightning. If it matters at all.
Yeah, that thing is going to crumble to the ground as parts of its armor just kind of fly off at 5 to 10 feet away as this lightning overcharges it.
He dies.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I run at this guy.
Ooh. Okay.
And I attack him because I have
All
to
right.
attack.
Roll that attack.
And using my
Which one exactly?
he has a crossbow.
Okay.
Using my charger feat, I run in a straight line up to 10 feet before. Oh wait, I can't do it because I used my bonus action already. Never mind. I don't get to do the cool thing. And I attack him as well
All right.
with a 17. Yeah, 17.
Oh, 17.
17.
That hits. Roll damage.
He also takes some lightning damage. He takes 13 damage. 6 of it is lightning.
All right. It is going to react by dropping its crossbow and trying to wail at you.
Okay.
How much did it take exactly? It was a total of
13. 6 of it was lightning.
Okay. That is a hit. Jesus, and a crit. I'm sorry. You are a barbarian,
I
though.
am.
So you do not take 15 damage. You take 7. That little mummy's gonna... He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
He's like,
I'm
wait,
gonna
wait,
get you. Oh, where'd you go? I mean, he could make his
Perry.
way over to me.
He's just not doing anything? He's like, what?
He's
It
done.
acts as though it was never animated.
Oh, that's interesting.
He
Ooh.
doesn't know where you went.
Do I notice that? Do I realize that that's a thing?
You look over and you're like, I could have sworn to all the Archons that thing just slapped me in my fucking face.
Well, it moved. I know
Yeah.
it hit me.
It is not moving. It's been there for its entire existence. It's your turn. What you doing?
Can't get to all of you. Alright. I'm gonna try something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna come to right here.
Okay.
And I'll drop my invisibility and I'll yell out, which is probably a first. You've probably never heard Perry yell. Everyone get over here to me. I have an idea.
Where'd you go?
And
I can't see you.
I dropped my invisibility.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing?
Waiting
Okay.
for the party. As soon as all 3 of the members of the party are within 5 feet of me, I'm going to cast 5th level invisibility and turn all of us invisible.
Whoa!
The paladin is going to turn around and attack you, Clayton, for a 17.
Persuasion check?
18.
18.
It would have been
Alright.
my class bad to have invited.
Ooh, and 18 plus 4. You take 5 damage, you son of a bitch.
Persuasion, you said? 3?
3? Yeah, I'm not going. Sorry. I'm grumpy.
I'm grumpy.
Syndrix.
Am I invisible?
No,
Nope.
you have to go over to.
Oh, you want me to get near you?
You
Yeah.
did. You took half of your action to move, and you took a free action to speak, so I'll say it will proc next round.
Yeah.
Why? We need to destroy these things.
When I went invisible, it stopped attacking me. I think we can sneak past them. But I need all of you here.
Clayton, you're on deck.
Okay. I will, God damn it. Alright, I'll Sacred Flame the one right in front of me, if I can.
Okay.
It's a dex save.
What's it have to
15.
beat? 15? Natural 1.
Awesome!
I will actually let you crit for that.
Whoa,
Fun
okay,
fact.
cool.
Oh, wow.
Fun fact, Victoria actually does that as a homebrew rule. If you crit fail on saves,
Oh.
you take double damage.
That's
That's
I like
an
that.
I
interesting
kind of like
rule.
that. This is going to be one hell of a cantrip. Oh my god. It's 22 radiant damage on a cantrip.
This was, what, Sacred Flame?
Sacred Flame.
You like raise your hand and you hold your holy symbol and you utter these phrases, and fire begins to crackle and glow above this creature, and you see in the licks, like the wisps and the tongues of the flames, a fist form, and it smashes
Oh my
down,
God.
and this thing just splatters. Metal clangs everywhere, and you realize there was no corpse inside of that armor,
Oh.
or no buddy.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm getting right next to Perry. I do not disengage.
Get rid of him. Hey, Mike, how's all right? Elsbeth.
I smacked the guy in front of me.
Okay, roll attack. Are you doing reckless?
I am.
Okay.
That's 18 plus 9.
That hits.
Yeah.
That's the crossbow boy.
Yes.
Why would you ever ask a -1 charisma wizard to make a dex? Or to make a charisma check?
Plus 19. And 19 damage. 5 of it is lightning.
Yeah, you cut through this thing at first, and lightning begins to arc around its body, these strange like shifts and like somewhat unsettling the way that it lurches forward is not magnetic or electric, because if it was, these parts wouldn't be flying apart the way that they are. You have effectively destroyed this thing.
Ooh.
So, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now will you
Almost
come
like
over
Thor's
here?
hammer, lightning arcs between the pieces as they fly apart.
I still have another turn. I attacked the.
15.
What are you attacking? Which one?
I attacked the guy, purple cape boy.
Okay.
With a dirty 20.
Okay. Roll damage.
16 damage. 3 of it is lightning damage.
You pull your sword back and kind of twist it around and go for an all or nothing attack, swinging straight into this creature, cutting through its armor, and your sword slams into a metal pole in the middle of it.
Nice.
You realize this thing isn't animated. There's a pole holding it up, and now your teeth hurt.
Oh. And I don't disengage because I'm dumb, and I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Perry, you're up. Casting the spell.
I'm waiting until Clayton gets to me.
You did
Okay.
kind of skip my turn.
Oh.
Gosh, Logan, you're always
yeah.
skipping
I know.
Clayton's
It's like I
turn.
suck and hate myself. What are you doing?
Jeez, Logan. Can't believe you skipped Conrad's
Well,
turn.
one thing I would like to ask. I silvered my whip. I was wondering if that did any special damage to them.
Not to these guys.
Okay, then I'm just gonna attack this guy 3 times.
And it is noticeable when you attack
Well,
creatures with silver
well,
weapons.
please.
Generally, there's a notable reaction.
Okay. That's the lowest one is 19.
Okay, they both hit.
All 3, because I'm using both my attack actions and my bonus action.
That's right, you are a fighter and you're level 9. Okay. Roll. Well, fuck it. It's definitely gonna die. How do you want to do this?
Yay!
Well, I'm gonna like whip it, and then I'm gonna like bring my sword around twice.
Okay.
So it's like
All
whip
right.
the head off, and then hit the chest one way,
Oh,
and the legs
awesome.
another way, and then
Just
I'm
in
gonna
the middle
just,
of
like,
it. That's fucking
swing back a
awesome.
little
I
bit.
really like that. Yeah. You, with expert dexterity, just tear this thing to shreds. You step back,
Can we just run by?
and Perry just finishes her incantation.
Yeah, I'll cast it. I prepped it so it uses
Yeah.
the slot no matter what.
You
so.
begin casting it, and we're holding some of the syllables out until your allies came to you. Right as you finish,
And
you're
it's
good.
like the last thing is like
Yeah.
me going out and
Yeah.
with 2 fingers it's like touching each
Yeah.
one of them and then touching myself.
As if your hand is moving a veil in front of them. Each one of them is completely covered from all vision.
including myself.
Ooh.
And
Alright,
the
please.
things in the room stop moving.
Please don't attack anything, or you will be visible again.
I think some of them are. No, I'm still raging. Never mind. I don't
So I'm
know.
gonna turn around and be like, "Where'd you guys go? What the heck?"
We're invisible.
You're invisible too. Pretty sure you can see the light emanating from my body. I have the orb, so you know where I am. The light from your shield as well.
Right, yes. Okay, well,
You guys
then
want
we
to-
should move on then,
If
yes?
you 2 want to light torches, we can see where the 2 of you are also.
I take a step, and you just hear metal clanking, and I'm like, "I think I'm fine."
Follow,
Where are you guys headed?
follow me. I'm gonna walk this way.
I will follow the light on the shield of Syndrix to know that I am following Syndrix.
Okay.
I will also.
Do you want us to take those minis?
Yeah, you can take them off. You
We
venture.
moved them. We solved the puzzle. We went bye-bye.
We solved the puzzle. I used my single 5th level spell slot.
You venture
That
into
sucks.
another
Yeah,
large
yeah.
chamber connected by an arcing corridor. Here there is nothing except for a large array of what look like arcane or runic writings on the wall. And you hear a voice echo as you enter, as though it is aware of your presence regardless of whether or not you are invisible. You hear the booming voice that kind of echoes along the walls and in your heads. It says, "Beyond this hall lies machinations from our brother world, crafted in ages long past. To enter, solve my riddle. I am known to all whose eyes open and close. Many earn my embrace, others cling to my arms. The passing of days will bring you to me, and to deny me is to forsake yourself. You know me. What is my name?"
Say it again.
Okay. I am known to all whose eyes close. Many earn my embrace, others cling to my arms. The passing of days will bring you to me, and to deny me is to forsake yourself.
Death.
Yeah, it's death.
You speak that aloud?
Yep.
Both of you take a level of exhaustion.
Oh, gosh darn it.
You feel even drowsier.
Sleep.
I mean, I never have one.
I say sleep.
You hear an ancient voice exhale in a sigh of relief, and the runes on the walls begin to fade.
Nice. That was smart.
Well, if you think about it, death's like an endless
Put it
sleep.
13 years.
Yeah, it's well, and everybody sees it because yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Wait, so her.
Death. Sleep. Yeah.
Wait, what's happening to you right now? Are you tired? Sleep.
All right.
You see one large corridor going this direction.
Yep, we'll head that way if that's what opens up when we
Stay within
It
5
was
feet,
open the whole
please.
time.
Okay.
As you enter, you see somewhere going toward you guys and somewhere going toward you. You can actually, only you, Syndrix, see what looks like a series of metal objects to their direction.
There's a bunch of metal objects over there.
Are we still invisible?
Yes.
Yes.
For an hour?
Do you want to head down there?
Oh yeah, I'm
Go
totally heading down
attacking
there.
something.
So you head over. You see what look like 2 giant metallic snakes, perfectly symmetrical to one another, and they are staring at the wall, or lining basically between where, let's see if I can,
Do you want me to put something down?
it ends right there.
Okay.
And you see in the back, guarding these 2 cobras seem as though they're guarding a large metal cart with iron tubes sticking out of a compartment in the front, and 4 rode animal hide seats with strange devices rest inside of this hooded cart. The hood seems as though it's metallic.
Are the cobras alive?
They look clockwork.
Are the cobras attached to the cart? Like they're guarding it? but-
They're completely separate. They're
Okay.
about 30 feet down this corridor toward you.
Would I know if pouring acid in just the right spot of one of these snakes would make it completely inoperable?
There's no way anyone would ever know that.
Okay.
It looks,
Unless
it's strange.
you
It
try.
looks like a cart with inner metal wheels, and on the outside it seems as though there's some black substance on the outside of the wheels. It
Okay.
extends about a foot.
I'm gonna walk past the 2 snakes. I'm just walking down
Okay.
right now. Like that way.
You look up and you see there's this red, very faint glow in their eyes. You just walk by.
Okay. I'm gonna like say kind of loudly,
Mhm.
since we still are invisible and they are clockwork, so I don't think they're gonna like
Okay.
hear me. Hey guys, don't really do anything because I'm pretty sure these things will see us and come to life.
Well, it's a dead end. Maybe we shouldn't go this way.
But look at the cart. It's such a nice cart. I mean, just
You want to take a cart out of here where you're going to find a well.
Okay.
It's true.
Good
You're
point.
right to find
As
a
you
well.
approach the cart, you kind of see these strange devices inside.
We don't know you're going up to it. You're invisible.
There's no hookup for any horses on this cart. There's just that large compartment in the front.
Oh, damn it, they got the horses in the back.
They got the horses in the back.
Fuck you.
Horse tack is not attached.
Oh hey, can I award Spencer a inspiration for making me roll persuasion to have Elspeth come to
Oh, yeah.
to cast invisibility because Elspeth was a mad girl.
Yes.
I'm
It seems
gonna-
like there's a small cart wheel that has maybe been ripped off another cart and put right in front of the main seat where you would normally drive the horses.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
It's a
I'm
strange
gonna
device.
Roll
What?
a conscience check.
Just
Okay.
casually drive
If
my
I
horse.
want to stop myself from messing with it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You drive them.
Okay, I see
That's the
what
right word.
I see what you're saying. I just imagine getting
I
on
just want to
water
roll to
like,
see if
I'm
Putting it
gonna
in
stop
the
myself.
drive.
messing with it.
What?
I'm gonna roll to see if I
Okay.
stop myself from messing with
You
it.
pick up its ears and you go, and it reverses, and then you.
Nope, I'm gonna mess with it. I rolled a 5.
All right.
God damn it.
Roll investigation.
Okay. Right. Wow. Okay. Dirty 20.
Jesus Christ, Paul.
When it's something weird, I can roll good.
Okay.
When it's something weird.
You get like kind of behind this cart and you jump over what seems kind of like a wall on the edge of the cart where the main seat. You sit in. It's very comfortable
Ooh.
compared to your cart, especially.
Okay.
You're fumbling around. You look at all these strange devices on the inside, and your hand rests on what feels like maybe the key to a door. And you turn it, and this mechanical creature comes to life. Everybody roll initiative.
Gosh dang it! I told you not to get near it.
I just went to put my dice in this. It bounced out and then into the bottom cup.
Nice.
Did you roll well?
I got a 15.
Clayton?
24.
Okay.
You know, just 24.
Cindrix?
7, because I have a -1.
And you are a cleric.
And a cleric. Yep.
Elsbeth?
Natural 20. 22 if you add modifier.
Yeah, we'll just go with 22. So. And Perry?
15.
Oops. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, I gotta set this up.
How dare
because
you?
I haven't learned
How dare you?
how to use. I don't know what it's called.
Improved initiative.
Yeah,
Improved
improved
initiative. It's
initiative.
great. So guys, we're all gonna die.
Nah.
Well,
Clayton, you're up first. It
I-
seems as though you've brought this creature you're sitting in to life.
Did I
Oh.
also bring the snakes to life?
They do begin to stir, and you see the red light in their eyes flash.
Will I be able to move this thing?
You know what creatures have plants in?
What was your
I rolled a dirty 20.
roll percentage?
Oh, okay. 85%.
All right, you start frantically pulling at all the strange devices inside this machination. And as it is roaring, it seems almost as though it's in a constant state of just growling. And you move a knob, and it begins to lurch forward and drift slowly toward the cave wall. Elsbeth.
Oh no.
I see this thing start to move
Mhm.
forward. Clayton, what did you do?
Oh, and also I'm probably visible again because I've been interacting with things.
Okay.
So I'm just visibly sitting in the front of this cart messing with things frantically.
It's like, ah! What? Ah!
Can I see the snake start to move?
You do.
I will ready to attack them if they come into my space.
Okay.
And I will also try to protect Elspeth and Clayton, or not Clayton.
How big are
Clayton's
the
on his
snakes?
fucking own. Cindrix.
You also won't be protecting yourself.
They are medium,
Instead of
actually.
Protecting Elspeth and Clayton.
Oh.
No, we will make them large, but keep their stat blocks the same.
Okay.
So we'll just make these two the snakes. They are on the walls between all of you.
Either side, right? Either side of Clayton, so like here and here.
Yes.
And you're here?
In a cart, yeah. We're in a car.
A car. We're in a car.
That's how you're driving the horses. You meant horsepower. Jacob's like, Cindrix already has to deal with
No,
the
I just want to
nutcracker.
give you guys some context. Yesterday, I came to set up Sunder, and Logan said, "Just got finished making the dungeon for Tesseract tomorrow." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he said, "I don't want to tell you too much because you're playing in it, but all I'm going to say is that there's a car in it." And I was like, "What?" Just Lightning McQueen in the dungeon, and he was like, "Yeah,
This is actually a car.
thanks, man, thanks." You know, just made the whole drive joke, and there's just a goddamn car in here. All right,
And
cool.
Clayton turned it on.
Don't turn it on!
Oh, was the sound we heard the sound of a car starting?
Like you would know.
when a car starts-
But that's what we're hearing.
Elsbeth.
I want to die.
I'm ready to attack if the snakes come forward.
It's like a shitty like 90s
Okay,
car
yeah,
too.
sorry.
Where it's like
Perry.
while you're like,
Perry, you're up.
yeah, I
And what's
know.
great is I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was visible.
So much of me right now wants to say let's just leave.
But I kind of want to fight a car.
This is Perry saying that. She's saying let's just leave Cindrix.
Oh, that's
let's just leave Clayton. He'll be fine.
We can't leave Clayton to die. That's evil.
We're not leaving him to die. We're leaving him to deal with his own issues.
Roll persuasion.
How else can one learn but to
Go ahead.
persevere?
To die.
14.
14.
Death, the greatest lesson.
It seems Clayton needs to learn his lesson.
We can't leave him.
We can wait here. I don't even know where he is.
I don't know what I'm
anything.
doing.
I can't do anything or I might hit him.
You
I
realize
don't think I can hurt that.
you briefly deduce that maybe moving that knob got it to move forward a little bit, and it bumps into the wall of the cave in front of you. So move yourself about 20 feet forward. Yeah.
Besides, it doesn't seem that the metal being can see us. We can watch and just make sure that Clayton
What
doesn't
about
die.
the snakes?
If
Both
that
of them
becomes an
are
issue,
going
then
to attack.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
they move in perfect symmetry as both of them arc up the walls, drip down like water, and move toward you.
Oh.
Clayton is invisible.
Mm-hmm.
No, he
Not
said he was-
anymore.
He said he was visible.
You dropped your invisible.
Because I started messing with the stuff, and if you interact with an object, you drop
Yeah.
the invisibility.
How much movement do these things have?
Lots.
Is this 30,
60.
35?
It's probably 30.
Oh. Okay.
It's okay. I'll
You're
be able to
inside
handle
it, right? So
Oh, yeah,
at least
I
you
am.
have some protection, maybe.
They attack at the same time, and they only have one attack, so I will say that they both miss. I'll roll the same die for both of them.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, so both of them just kind of dart at you and clang against each other as you duck back in this driver's seat. Cindrix.
I guess I'll go home, Clayton. We're gonna do a 4th level Scorching Ray.
Oh.
Or maybe a 4th level Burning Hands. Yeah, that sounds more fun. A 4th level Fireball seems way more fun.
How big is the car I'm in?
He's in a car?
Yes,
He's driving
in
it.
the-
He
That's why I'm
accidentally
visible.
started the car and put it in drive.
That's why I had him roll
And then it
percentage and
bumped into the-
investigation.
Never mind, I wanna go. Never mind.
And he drove it into the wall.
With my passive, can I?
That's what is currently
is there
happening.
Any writing on the car, like
Clayton, are you trapped in there?
or a
There's the
symbol,
metal beast eating you.
like perhaps?
He's not responding.
Fireball!
Oh God.
You see what
But
looks
Clayton
like
too.
a family name written in common.
What does it say?
Ford.
With a J.
Ford with
Fjord.
a J? No, it's still Ford.
Fjord.
That's Travis Williams' character.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Clayton,
I forgot.
let's go find the
I forgot.
fjord.
I forgot. It's FOJRD. The J is silent.
That's not gonna
Come on, Timmy, we're gonna ride the fjord.
We're gonna go find the fjords.
If the J is silent, you can put it anywhere.
No.
It doesn't matter.
Brother, I'm casting Fireball, but I'm casting Fireball so it doesn't hit the goddamn car.
Okay.
Oh no.
They are both closing in on the car.
I'm
So
shooting has it at a distance.
Does it blow up the car? Will he just die in a fiery explosion?
I'm not. No!
I cast fireball on a car.
Alright,
Okay,
so the first
yeah.
Tesseract party we died via different assassins trying to get the Tesseract and all that kind of stuff. We eventually all ended up TPKing at the hands of Nerilius Mandrago. If the second crew's first death is explosion via car, I'm done. Clayton died. How did he die? He exploded in a fiery car bomb.
There was a car accident. A what?
No, I'm casting fireball so like the edge of it will hit the two of them. You know?
I'm going to say, because they're perfectly symmetrical, attacking the driver's seat, if you hit the ceiling of this cliff, maybe the explosion won't encapsulate the car.
Well, that's where the minis are.
Yeah, the car is under him. They are moving around it.
Oh, yeah, that.
I have so many
Okay.
questions
Fourth level
regarding
fireball.
the canonical nature of Tesseract now. That there was
They need to make deck
canonically a
saves.
car.
He said it's from the.
Spoiler
the
alert,
world.
there's cars in Descent into Avernus.
Yeah.
And
What?
so Avernus and Descent into Avernus is like Mad Max, and the devils and shit drive around in like these hell vehicles and like fight each
Like
other. with
actual
them.
cars, like wheels with motors.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're powered by souls. I don't know.
What the voice said was, "Beyond this hall lies machinations of our brother world, crafted in ages past."
It fell down from Sormel.
I know.
You're on
okay.
Swarmel, that's Brimber.
It fell from Brimber.
A car.
A car. Just a van.
The mystery van.
machine. Deck saves.
They both critically failed.
You fucking idiot.
Thank you, Micah. I couldn't work out how to fasten my seatbelt, then it clicked.
Haha.
Ooh.
Come on, that was pretty decent.
Welcome, guys, to the only online D&D game that has a car in it.
That might actually be
That's
accurate.
honestly probably true. 5th edition, at least.
Yeah. Not a.
You know, I say this every time, and I know I'm wrong, but I'm going to say it again. Bastion. The music.
No, there's no bastions.
It's not
What
Bastion.
was it?
This is
That's right now. It was blowing his signal whistle like, oh my gosh!
You're
It
right.
moved!
Oh, I have a signal whistle.
Yeah.
So I rolled a few ones. They count as twos. If they have resistance to fire, it is ignored because my feet.
Nice.
Okay.
It is 36 fire damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Just bomb.
They both begin to melt hideously. Roll.
I am also no longer invisible.
Roll percentage.
Yeah.
Percentage. 65.
All right. You launch this at the ceiling, knowing that the radius will just affect the two heads of these two cobras, and you hear a rumble as it hits and explodes.
Oh.
And that section of the cave shifts ever so slightly, but doesn't quite come closing in on your friend. These two things are now twitching, and you see sparks flying from their heads, and the metal is melted. They're trying their best to retain their composure, but aren't entirely succeeding.
Okay.
Elsbeth,
The name of this episode should just be A Car.
a car.
15, 20, 25.
The car from D&D.
I
Yes.
go near 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I can't make it. Maybe if I run.
There's a car now.
There's a car now.
35.
That'd be
How did I
hilarious.
run? I was here, right?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I don't know why I ran weird. I attack this snack.
All right. Which one?
Scorpion boy.
Okay. Roll your attack.
I use my bonus action to do my charger ability.
Okay, you are not raging.
I'm not ready.
Yes.
If I run 25-foot line directly, I can have a +5 to my attack.
Oh yeah, nice. And do you risk knocking them prone? Or is it just a +5? 'Cause that's pretty good. Did you
It's
not
the
write it down?
damage roll.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I can push it 5 feet.
Okay, cool.
Or 10 feet, I mean.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do
Roll that attack.
Fjord.
Fjord.
That's a 15 to hit.
Yeah, you come yelling and barreling at this thing, just screaming at the top of your lungs. You turn your sword downward, and it scrapes along the floor and shoots sparks in the back. You fling it upward, roll damage. They try to literally symmetrically dodge your attack, and it slams into your sword.
So 5 plus 15, 17 damage.
And how do you want to do it? Just on the one of
Hey,
them.
nice.
I just drag my sword along the bottom of it and kind of cut it in half, but not all the way through because
Okay.
it's like
Yeah, you swing
big
upward,
boy.
I assume, and
Yes.
cut almost straight down the midsection of this thing and cut a lot of it in half.
Yeah.
And it stops moving. That
is
was
it-
Elizabeth.
I can't move any further.
Perry.
All right, there's one left.
Clayton,
right.
have you gone yet?
No, I think
Okay.
I'm after Perry though.
Yes.
Do. I really don't want to reveal myself. You guys got that handled over there?
Yes.
All right.
I exploded it.
Yes, you did. Good job not exploding the thing that he's inside, I guess. And I will hold action.
Okay.
I really don't want to reveal
Yeah,
myself.
Clayton.
I'm
Everything
gonna
in here
take
scares
2
me.
daggers out from my back sheath.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna stab this thing 3 times in the face.
All right. Stab it 3 times in the face. Its melting face.
Does 8 plus 7 hit? That's 6, 15.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Then all 3 of them hit.
All right. Roll damage.
That's 5, 6 plus 9. So 15. 15 damage too.
How do you want to do this?
Yay!
Okay, so Clayton is just kind of freaking out in the car with these snakes
Mhm.
coming in, and then he sees like the fireball go off.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
he sees Elizabeth like cut into one, and then this one's still like near the window. So he just takes out daggers and he starts stabbing them in the eyes
All right. You
until it stops moving.
pull them out and stab it and kind of pry and twist as you stab it. And these machines, you hear clockworking just shifting as you reach behind its eyes, glass shattering, and it goes limp.
Okay.
You do still hear the beast you are sitting in growling slowly.
Guys, this thing might eat me. I'm a little scared.
Well, then get out of it.
But, and then I'm just gonna like mess with the knob and then pull it back.
All right. Yeah, you start moving the knob around and you kind of pull it out of its slot and just jam it around. And this thing begins to go back and forth.
I'd move out
So
of the
pulling
way.
on this knob, yeah. And these things just slide off the sides, and you run over them and go back.
Okay, how long will it take me to like get?
Do you
the
think
hang
you
of
can
driving
stop
this
that
around?
thing?
Maybe. I'm gonna like stop it and then turn the key.
I'd
because
say
that's
probably a few months of driver's ed.
Turn the key.
how- well, that's how I got it to start in the first
That is
place.
genuinely how he got it to start. There was a key to a door, and he opened the door, and the thing woke up.
So I'm gonna lock the door. And
It goes
hopefully
back
lock
to
it
sleep.
away.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you
It
just
stops moving.
put it to sleep?
Can I take the key?
Yeah, you pull it out, and as you do, you hear metal go ting. It just starts clinging on the inside of this thing, as if it might still be moving.
Oh.
It's settling. It's the sound underneath
The
it.
metal was warped. It was on for a while.
I'm gonna put the key away. I'm
Okay.
gonna slowly step back and walk over to the rest of the group.
I invisibly will walk over to it.
Mhm.
I would like to investigate it.
Roll.
Looking for anything that I could equate it to that I've seen before.
Roll investigation.
You seen any cars lying around, Perry?
Not great, but not bad. Initial dirty 20.
Not great, not bad. Dirty 20. Are you sure?
Yes, I rolled
Okay.
an 11. So the
Not
11.
Yeah.
great, not bad.
The 11.
Dirty
sorry.
20.
The 11 was a not great, not bad. The plus 9 makes it.
He
good.
always does that. He's
It's
like,
like
Yeah.
when Sari was like,
wasn't that
not,
bad?
Not that
30.
great. 23.
Well, I don't look at my bonus until I see the roll. I'm like, oh, 11. Oh, I have a plus 9. Oh, I'm good.
I'm going to say no.
Okay.
This is ancient technology.
Are
Is it
there
ancient or
wheels on
advanced?
it?
Not like anything you've ever seen before. It looks like a cart.
It looks kind of like a big cart.
Mm-hmm.
Can I look in the back? open it like it was.
To be
a
honest,
normal cart.
that's actually all I was fishing for. I wasn't betting anything other than it looks like a weird cart.
Yeah.
So.
You see a chamber in the back. You have no idea how to open it or if it does.
Are there any like handles? Because I've seen like nicer carts that are like
I've
Oh,
seen
like a.
nicer carts.
it's like carriages.
I know what you mean.
The wooden
They
ones.
do have lock boxes on the back. You go to the back. You can't quite determine which crease would open, and there isn't anything specific. Roll perception.
Okay.
Come on, man. It's a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
It's not that bad of a car.
14 perception.
Mm-hmm.
18.
I've seen nicer carts.
Yeah. You look around and you see another keyhole.
Another door. I'm gonna open it.
Instead of waking the beast up, its ass opens.
This is such a strange creature.
Alright, well, this is obviously a strange cart. I don't
There's
know how it works.
It's kind of small. There's about enough room to put maybe 5 bags of rice, maybe 4.
Yes.
Bags of.
Yeah,
Why
like
does he measure
that's what
by
you,
bags of rice?
that's what you put in carts. I don't know, bags of potatoes, bags of people.
Yes, you, Clayton, the well-known.
That's what you
rice
see on
farmer.
carts.
So there's like
That was like the old thing that I said where I was like, that Hot Topic was like a small Walmart.
just all the stuff thrown around in my cart would probably be able to fit perfectly back here.
Probably.
Okay, this is not D&D at all, but I think it's hilarious that we're bringing it up. One time, Colton decided to describe to me the size of a Hot Topic as the size of a small Walmart. He said it was about as big as a small Walmart. And I was like,
Ow.
What? First of all, a small Walmart is probably really damn big. That is supposed to have been a huge Hot Topic. Like, no, like a smaller Walmart. Like,
As opposed to
those exist.
as opposed to a super Walmart.
Those actually really
I
do
know.
exist. That's
Oh.
how
Anyways, yeah,
that's
the
what
trunk
that-
of this car is measured by 5 bags of rice. Got it.
4 or 5.
How big is the bag though?
Don't know, just
Okay.
a bag of rice.
I'm going to close it tight. Be like,
Smacks rip of car.
Okay.
Bad boy can
There's so much rice in it.
Thank you, Matthew Roberts. Good one.
He's made me hate myself.
Oh, did you want to do a dungeon today? Nope.
No.
Car memes.
Car memes. And think you guys would beeline it toward the car.
We didn't mean to. We didn't know it was here.
We could smell it.
Yeah.
And you're like, where is it?
The engine grease.
Where are the memes?
okay. I'll put the key away.
Okay.
We can come back for this afterwards. But we're keeping this. And then
We're keeping the weird car.
yes, we are.
Why?
We're 100%.
Cartoon.
I am 100% keeping this. This is awesome. Let's get
I
going.
wouldn't mind investigating it further.
Never
Honestly.
get it out of this fucking cave.
There's a mine. You're gonna drive a Ford through a mine.
Well, they have like mine carts. Like,
Oh my god, I put something in here that you can get it out with. Fuck.
Then we just need to learn how to
You
make
gave us a car!
You don't know how to drive it!
We do
You don't
now!
know how to drive it. It also
gonna
takes,
find
It
out.
also takes some weird fluid that we don't know how to make.
is really smart. She and
Alright,
You think I
fuck
want
the
anything to
mending.
do with this?
Fuck the Tesseract. We're
We're gonna steal a car from the mending.
We're gonna find oil and gas, and we're just gonna make it.
Let's burn this world with fossil fuel.
Alright. That's alright.
We'll find my ancestors deep down in the earth.
There's nowhere else to go this way. Let's go the other ways.
Okay, take the car.
It's a cart.
I don't know.
I mean,
Carts need
it doesn't
horses.
seem like a cart.
I like a cart.
Maybe we could call it a horseless cart.
A horseless carriage.
Horseless
carriage.
carriage. That's difficult. Horse. There's HLC. That's not a good name.
Let's call it the Model HLC.
What about Ford? It says Ford right here.
Fjord.
It says Fjord.
Yeah, that's definitely Fjord.
And then
Fjord.
Fiesta, whatever that means.
It's,
Sure.
Okay,
Maybe.
we'll come back to the
You like
Fjord later.
sneakily wrote it on with chalk. It says Fiesta.
I don't have chalk.
And god damn it, you guys, that's where we're gonna end this game.
Thank God. We're never gonna come back from that.
That's it. We're done.
We're done. Just end it.
No, never.
We're
be.
gonna.
Just kidding.
There's one other chamber that you guys are close to.
Okay.
That's also dog shit. We're gonna get there next. That'll be our cliffhangers. More memes.
We're gonna find a motorcycle.
We got 2 more weeks of
We're
Grim
gonna find a
Hollow
Game
also,
Boy.
Right?
What?
Mr. Logan, we have 2 more weeks of Grim Hollow, so
I
if you
believe we
missed
do.
out this week, come next week.
Come next week and come in and bring your best funny memes.
Yeah, and
Bring
I'm
your best
you
quick
may
lash
win.
skills.
not
And
sure if he's still here, but I did get his
Timeless.
I did get his email, so we're gonna send it right on over to the sponsor.
Yes, thank you, Timeless.
Yep.
For
Please go
being-
tell your friends that I put car in my game so we can get more viewers.
I feel like that might drive people away.
Yeah.
I get it because it's a
Nice.
car.
Nah,
Let me
it's
just cut out right now.
Bye, guys.
See
fuck,
ya.
no, not- well-
Thanks for
Oh wait,
dropping
nope.
in.
If he transitions now, he's gonna transition to nothing.
Yeah, that was the joke. It's just like that's gonna drive people away. Thanks for joining us. But yeah,
guys.
join us next week, and we'll give you 120 more dollars.
Also,
And then Mario Sack will give that back to us.
you know, we've
Thanks,
also got Easy Roller Dice. Good old
Easy
friend
roller
over there.
dice.
900 XP coupon code 900 XP save 20%, etc.
All that
etc.
stuff.
All
I
that
really-
fun stuff. Grim Hollow, Easy Roller Dice. Thank you guys for sponsoring
I
us.
got to start making bank on promo codes. I got to snag them boys.
You do.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, what Jacob said. That's the end of Tesseract.
Bye bye.